Mr. Toretto, bro.
Welcome,
up, y'all?
welcome.
How's it going?
It's going, bro. It's going.
So who the hell are you?
I'm Joseph Harris, aka Joey Toretto, aka Okayjoey. I'm a engineer, producer, artist, band member, beacon of peace, destructor of worlds,
Okay.
Hell yeah.
smasher of.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you definitely look like a comic book character. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see where you're getting that from. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at myself in the mirror all the time. I'm just like, yeah.
You know what you look like?
Yeah, what was that?
You look like, and I mean this with all the respect, right? Like you look like the behind the computer guy who turned into the main character.
Oh, well, type shit. Like,
Shit.
That's such a 2025 answer.
I think I'm literally that guy. Like,
Yeah.
my
All right, look.
job that I work in.
Wait.
I don't want to fucking,
Yeah, hold on.
hey, look. Hey, this is not going to be one of those podcasts. But no, like, I work with computers. I work with surveillance systems, and I do music. So I go through these phases of feeling like the guy behind the computer and the main character. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, and real quick, I want to give you a plug. It's only one and only plug. Don't be plugging yourself in here, all right? You know, we don't do too much of that, like, you know, we don't give a shit about who you are. But
Road rash out now.
See, he gonna say Cam's recording studio about 4 times.
He's going to say that.
Cam's recording studio, downtown Shreveport, Louisiana. Get at me. But anyways, say that one more time. I think they were talking when you said that. Go ahead.
Road rash out now. Amazing R&B album. Masquerader as a rap album. People were mad at me about that shit.
Mhm.
Hit me up on IG
Yeah.
for services that I'm not gonna advertise right now with my buddy Cam in the room, you know what I'm saying? But get at me for the services, you know what I'm saying? I got you.
Yeah, he's a competitor. He's an arch nemesis.
Wow.
So yeah, bro. But we get along well, man.
This is
Everything
my
is great,
boy.
bro. Nah, there's you're one of the people I would love to see succeed, bro. I don't take I like competition in the first place. I think you've already kind of known that about me. But
Yeah.
I'm also just like, bro, we can all eat. I never trip off of
Facts.
like we could do the same thing. you know?
And you're always like, I think the thing is like I've worked on like building just like off the love and all that shit with how I do my shit, and I try to help artists that are developing still. You know what I'm saying? I try to come at it like maybe from a different angle sometimes, like, and I think it's not really competition because you got your like line of clientele coming through their professional shit, songs written.
Yeah, and there's clientele for everybody, bro.
Yeah.
There's still people I meet every day that are like, I didn't even know you were out here. I'm just like, you know how many people are in the city? I want to say, doesn't Shreveport have like 200,000 people? I think it's a
Yeah.
population about 200,000. Come on. I mean, it's not 200,000 artists,
Yeah,
but
and it's so many people that just come through my shit with no song done, not even a fucking idea of what they want to be done.
they do come through like that.
Yeah, how do you deal with that shit?
Well, for me, it's more, I think you're still doing it from the same spot you were doing it at.
Mhm.
I think it's kind of just how they feel when they get there. So I feel like when people come to me, I'm in this building, I have the website. I let people know like this is the pricing, this is the hours, mixing is included if you have time, all that stuff. I think it's just the way you format it.
Yeah.
You have to be able to put your foot down, just like with anything else.
Mhm.
You got to be able to tell them, look, you have an hour, that's what you're paying me for, make that hour productive. Because
Gotcha.
if you don't, people are going to take advantage of you.
They're gonna walk all over that shit.
Right. Like, that's why I don't do things per song. If I tell you $100 for a song, well, now you're going to try to take 8 hours of my time. I don't do it that way.
Just right now because of just or the clientele that I'm working with, a lot of young people, like 19 to like 23.
Yeah.
I'll tell them like this much per song, but you gotta come with a song, bro. Like, don't come with no.
So you do it per song?
Yeah. I have been doing it per song. But
look,
at some point, the business model is going to change. Of course.
And that's the thing. You just got to kind of work it, bro. Like, I mean, you got to just do what works best for you. Like, as things happen, you're just like, I don't like that. I'm going to change that, and redirect it. That's why I just upped my prices for 2025 because there's a lot of people who come to me and they're like, I'm gonna get an hour and see how many songs I can do, and they'll try to record 3 songs in an hour.
And that's still like that triple works you, and that's some shit that's just not attainable.
Right. That's why I break it down to them. Look, because people ask me how long does mixing take? How good do you want your song to be? How many things do you want in it? Like, you know, I can sit here and bullshit something real quick for 5 minutes, and most people who work like that will be okay with it because they don't either know enough about music or they just don't care. And so we can do that. But then I have artists that they know what they want. And they'll take 3 hours on one song, and you know. So again, you just gotta kind of. It's all about how you present it, and you have to let people know that you're the boss. But you know. Just do it however you feel is best, because you can also do that and lose clientele. There's people who don't come to me because this guy does it for $40. I can go to Texas Roadhouse and get a steak for $15-20, and then I can go to Superior Steakhouse and get a steak for about $100. What's the difference though?
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. Like, yeah, it's just a steak at the end of the day. If you look at it, you can look at music the same way. It's just a song. Okay. You know, so.
And then on the flip side, it goes to like where you as an engineer have to be like, yeah, I can charge this much per song or this much per hour. But at the end of the day, am I shortchanging myself based on my abilities?
Yeah.
Or like, is that shit working for me? Is it getting me more clientele? And even still, am I still outputting more than I'm getting back at the end of the day? So the business side of things is so weird to me, foreign.
Well, we talked about this with his dad on here, because we were talking about that a little bit about the business side of things, and I had mentioned how music is one of those things that's hard to put a price on. You know, it's hard to tell people, like, because it's a creative field. Most artists are not just making a bunch of money, you know, so it's also an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm charging $60 an hour. For a lot of people, that's, dude, if you're working somewhere making $8.25 an hour, $60 an hour is a good bit of hours at work to afford that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
if people come drop that, they're going to want to make that shit count for sure.
Right. Yeah. And so that's where I understand, you know, if you don't have a lot of money, you're trying to bang out songs, you know, you're trying to, I get it, you know, I understand it. But that's the uncomfortable part about it, bro. We're in a creative field, but I mean, still, man, you have to make sure you're able to eat at the end of the day. You know, if you take in 3 artists to take up your whole day and you don't get any money out of it, hopefully you enjoyed it, but dude,
it's a loss.
It's real life.
It's a loss.
We got bills to pay. You got upgrades to get, whether it's a new mic, and they don't know how expensive that stuff is. So
I'm working on a new PC right now, and it's fucking, I'm parting it out.
That's the fucking powerhouse, bro. Like you gotta have a good PC.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, but yeah, man, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. I'm glad that you've taken that endeavor and started going into it, because I really feel like you could have been doing that a long time ago.
Well, you convinced me to do it. Yeah, you were the main person that convinced me.
I did?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
We had this conversation. I think we were still down the road.
I smoke a lot of weed, man. Just being blunt, I smoke a lot of weed.
And
you know?
He was like, bro, you told me literally, like, bro, I'm gonna raise my prices to like 50 or whatever. When you started doing 50, you were like, I'm gonna raise my prices, bro. Like, it's gonna be people that's not gonna want to pay that, bro. Like, you can just go ahead and do that for them. I showed you on release I recorded at the crib.
Okay.
Like, yeah, this sounds alright. You could be doing this shit.
Yeah, you could be charging people, right? Yeah. Because once you get to a state where, or a stage where you can give people something that they can't do, I mean, that's worth money, bro. Yeah. Like, that's what they're paying you for, is something that they can't do. Why do you pay a plumber? Because you don't know how to do what plumbers do. Exactly. So, I mean, it's the same with anything.
Exactly.
But
I was just talking about that with my, you know, we changed ownership, management over at where I work.
Yeah.
And the new guy was like, he was like, man, you know, he was taking some angles of like, he's an old school seller, right? Like he does everything by the book. And something that we all know, but like it's very good to hear, is like, he was like, man, you have to be able to adjust on the fly. And what he meant by that was like, you'll have people that come in and money's not the problem, it's the time, right? So it's like, okay, you know, I might be able to do this. You might be a well-rounded artist where you may know how to be an engineer, but you know, you're pumping them out, like you were saying, where you're like, man, I need to just be an artist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The money's not the problem. It's or the talent. It's the time.
Right.
And that's what they're paying for.
Yeah.
You know?
We got 24 hours in a day, and half the time I'm wishing that I had more time to do all the things.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I feel that.
So,
that's a good point. Like I've been thinking about this past week is, you know, I have y'all have seen my I have an AI assistant. So like basically, I just tell it, hey, this needs to get done.
You're talking about for your scheduling?
Yeah, and it drops it in, and it tells me what's a priority, right? Like what you need to do. Well, thing is, man, like I'll walk around, and if I see something that needs to get done, I'll throw that into the to-do list, and I'll be like, all right, I need to do that on personal time. You know, here's the priority level. This is how long it's going to take, and then it will book it in. Well, this Sunday coming up, or this last Sunday, I was like, dude, I had a full schedule of shit I had to get done.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and I'm like, you have to balance that, like, all right, I work all week, I get this one day. Am I going to spend it knocking out to-do lists like I do at work? Or am I going to recoup? Am I going to, you know, I have to determine, you know, my sanity level, you know,
Right, yeah, for
you
sure.
know, like, am I going to be chilling or am I going to be knocking out tasks? You know,
For sure, yeah.
There's got to be a balance there.
Absolutely. And I know we were joking about it either last time or the time before about me being self-employed. We were kind of going at each other.
Yeah.
Jokingly, of course.
Of course.
But that's one thing with self-employed that people get mixed up is they either think, oh, you're self-employed, you do whatever you want. Or it's like, but the reality is you're self-employed, so there's really no time off, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, yes, you can take time off, but like, we'll just say for me, if money's calling, you can only deny money so much.
Yep.
Because then you're denying clientele who's not going to want to mess with you because you kind of just have to be there and available for people. That's what going to be what also keeps them coming.
Exactly.
If you can't fit their schedule, hey, I'm gonna find somebody else that can.
Especially just starting out, you'll wake up and you'll have people like, "Yo, are you up?"
Immediately,
like,
at 3 a.m.
Fuck,
At
like-
3 a.m. and sometimes I'm cuddled up with my girl. I'm like, bro, I'm not leaving. I'm not
Yeah.
like, but that's the thing. That's the balance. That's where it's like, I need to have my personal life and I need to have business. And you kind of learn how to, you know, schedule in. I schedule in cooking. I've since I've been with my girlfriend, I've been wanting to cook more just to have that at the house. And really, I'll literally just mark off 2 hours on my schedule to cook, do that, and then go to work. And it feels so good to be able to relax, do all that, and then go to work and stuff. So again, you know, it's a balance, but it's not like, oh, you know, you're self-employed or whatever, you get to just do whatever you want. It's like, no, I mean, sometimes we were at Cam's Friendsgiving, and somebody called me and said, I need a session. I'm just chilling with all these people. There's a bunch of people there. I'm having a good time. I'd already been drinking a little bit, but they called me and said they need a session, and it was a bad week for me. I didn't have that much business that week. So I was like, guys, I gotta leave. I gotta go take this. You know, if I wouldn't have taken that, probably could have missed out. So, you know, it's a tricky thing. It's got its ups and its downs. You know, it's
Sacrifices, accountability.
not paying taxes at the end of the year rather than getting taxes.
I remember.
Uncle
Yeah,
I hate
Sam,
that part.
come get me, Uncle Sam. Come
I
get
remember
me.
we were at your house for a meeting. Us two were at a meeting, and
Oh, I forgot about that.
Somebody booked on the site.
Yeah. And that's
I can't take this.
That's my fault, but I have it to where people can book up to an hour before.
Mm.
And I just do that because most people are last minute, like whether I like it or not. That's just how most people are. Very last minute. So I have it set up that way because people are usually like, I want to book today. And there's been so many times where people book, I'm going to sleep and somebody books for 10 a.m. the next day and I'd see it right before I fall asleep. And, you know, things like that. So like I said, I mean, it's got its ups and downs, but it's not all the glitz and glamour, but it can be. It can be. I'm not trying to downplay it either. I love being self-employed, but it still has certain sacrifices you have to make.
I think you're your own boss carries two like meanings that people only think about one. Like, oh, I'm
Especially if
my
they
own
never done
boss.
Right, yeah.
But no, I'm my own boss. I have to push myself to do
Accountability.
shit that I
Like,
don't want to do.
you have to take accountability and responsibility as well. Like you have to. I'll even say I've experienced where I start having too much fun and enjoying, especially when I first started. I'm like, I'm my own boss. This is cool. Hey, nah, fuck that. I don't want. I want to do this. And I started doing that, and then I started realizing that I was getting lazy because I was starting to. When you have a job, they tell you be here at this time. You leave at this time, and if you don't show up, you're fired.
Yeah.
You know, but with this, you have to tell yourself, I'm going to work. I'm going to work. I'm going to work.
And the consequences aren't immediate.
Yeah,
Right.
There's no
That's a big
demerit
one. That's a big
system.
one.
The demerit system is the loss of money or an unsatisfied customer.
Mm-hmm.
That's your point system. Like that's the shit that you lose and you don't see it at first.
Right.
You don't see it
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
you have to pay off some shit or you have to, you know.
Yeah.
It's
until
the
you-
thing that compounds.
Yeah, until
You
you
know?
run up 3 credit cards to the max limit, and then things go south, and then you're sitting there with.
Your
I
shit floods.
I don't know who I'm talking about,
Yeah.
but anyways,
Studio
some
floods,
random guy I know across the way.
Yeah.
Bro, and then it bites you in the ass, and then you find yourself in a little bit of a puddle. So, that's kind of how that goes, man. Let's get this game started, boys.
Let's do it.
We're gonna play Uno again.
Yeah. If you're tired of seeing Uno, comment some fucking games, bro.
So I am gonna be bringing a new game, and it's really fun. It's called Hues and Cues, and we'll explain the thing. But basically, you have to describe like a color, and everyone who, other than the person describing it, has to guess the color,
Oh, wow.
right? And it's like a big board with all the different colors on it. It's pretty fun. I think.
Sounds tough.
I think it would be a really fun game for the viewers.
So if it was yellow, I could just say fire hydrant or something like that.
You know
Like
a lot of yellow fire hydrants?
Yeah, there's one right outside the building. That's the one I was thinking about.
See, I think of red.
I think of
bro.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a
I think
red
of
top on it, but the majority color on it's yellow. I
Okay.
don't pay
Yeah,
that
you're
much
right.
attention to
You're
it.
right.
but
Yeah.
I just know the one where I see that one.
That's
every
just
time
that
I
would be
do
a
it.
terrible thing because like I would think fire.
But that's
hydrant.
the I'm okay.
Yeah,
Ignore that part.
It
but-
happens all the time. I used to live in a county where the school buses were blue, and I moved here.
Like
and they
prison
had-
buses. I think
like
of
prison
prison
buses.
buses. when I
Yeah,
think
that's
of blue.
wild. Yeah.
And then I come here and I'm like,
yellow.
what the fuck is this bus?
What is this fucking Twinkie
I've
driving?
never
down the
seen
road?
a yellow bus ever in my life.
Really? Even in the movies though, they're always yellow.
They're always yellow in the movies, but mine were like blue. And
Your
I
road
didn't-
was just different.
I
bro.
didn't watch a lot of TV, especially TV. But like my dad sold drugs and shit. Like I was watching Goodfellas at the crib.
Way to rat out your dad, man.
Love you, pops.
Hopefully the statute of limitations.
I'm a junior. You know what I'm saying?
You're a junior. Okay.
So is he. Yeah.
Me too.
No, I'm supposed to be a junior.
Wait, everyone here except me is a junior?
Yeah.
Oh.
Your dad
Quick.
had another son.
No.
Well, I'm not.
Not that
I'm
he
not an
knows
actual
about.
junior though. he was like, bro, your dad copped out, bro. Like, what a fucking half-ass junior. My dad named me John Holland.
Yeah.
But he
Just
made
his name.
He made my middle name Cameron, and his is Lawrence. So
Because it's not 1-to-1.
right.
It's not really-
You have to have the full same name, or else it's
Right.
not a junior.
I'm changing my name.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, for real.
Stop the cap.
Legally. Yeah.
What are you changing?
To
Yeah.
what?
Yep. So my last name is now going to be Gonzalez Rogers.
No way.
I swear. Yeah. Yeah. I'm taking out the.
Wait. Okay. So since you got me, so that's Lizzie's.
So y'all are like
Both.
combining both of y'all's last
Yeah.
names?
So
Oh,
she's going to be
that's good.
Gonzalez Rogers. I'm going to be
So
Gonzalez.
does she
Rogers.
have
That's crazy.
multiple? Does she have 3 names, or is it 4?
Yeah. So currently, right now, we talked to the attorney this morning,
Mm.
right? And it's preferred if the names match, like exactly, like the last name is the same last name,
Mhm.
right? Well, her name was going to be Gloria Lizette Salcedo Gonzalez Rogers, right? And we were like, dude, that's too long, right?
Yeah.
So she's dropping off the Gloria part,
And you're picking up the.
and I'm gonna pick up the Gonzalez.
Make it 4. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 4 and 4.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is gonna be pretty hard, bro, because like everybody like does like if your last name's Rogers, they have R, on it.
Mhm.
Everything's gonna be GR, which is pretty hard.
Damn.
I
Okay.
like that, yeah.
How much? Do you know how much that costs? I thought changing your name legally was like an expensive thing to do.
It's a bitch. Yeah.
and then you got to think about everything that you have legally, or just anything you have your name on. Now you have to change everything to that, or at least anything where you need that.
We're
part of
already
your
in the
name.
process of having to do it for her. So
Oh, so you're already going through with it. Like this is happening.
yeah.
Cool.
We talked about it today, and it's one of those things where it's like in her culture, it's really like big to keep the father's name. That's why they tack them on. What
Keep
we doing
going.
here?
I'm sorry. I'm laying out the first card. I'm laying out the first card. I wasn't trying to distract you.
No,
man.
you good. Go ahead and you want to lay down when you start the rotation this way.
I got you, baby boy.
Yeah, but no, that's happening. So that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend were talking about doing a similar thing.
Girlfriend.
What? Come on, bro.
Get a girlfriend, bro.
Okay.
I have a girl. I've been had a girlfriend, bro.
What's his name?
Relax,
Oh.
nigga. Come on, bro.
Anyways, proceed.
Come on, bro.
My bad. I totally knew that. I'm cutting that out.
You knew that.
I'm cutting that out.
Fuck it. Leave it in. Leave it in.
I have the rights over editing. I'm cutting that out. No, I'll keep it in there. I'm good. But what were you saying? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, we were talking about doing the same thing. Her last name is an H. My last name is an H. So she's like, let's just combine them. Her last name is Holmes. And I've always wanted to be Sherlock.
Oh, hard.
You know what I'm saying?
So wait, so you're gonna do the same thing as him? Like combine them?
Yeah.
Or
You're gonna hyphen it?
Holmes Harris, yeah.
damn, okay.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Holmes Harris is hard.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, not gonna lie. Have y'all ever met somebody that has the same or that took the wife's last name? That's so uncommon, but that's an
I have
actual
not.
thing.
I'm not.
Like, do you choose that?
I've seen that before.
Do you choose that at the marriage?
I've
Like it's
heard
kind of
of
like
it.
Yes, you
hey,
can do it, and there's actually like some benefit to it, like especially if like she has a trust. That's yeah. I mean, honestly,
If
like
she got some money.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah. If you
Oh,
want to
God.
take the name of the family, you know, like if they have a little bit more of a bigger name,
Mm.
so to speak.
So we can't stack like numbers and shit, no?
No,
This
no
is
stacking, no
no stacking,
stacking,
bro.
no stacking.
It gets too complicated whenever you add all the.
And we end up running out of cards.
Facts.
Like,
Yeah.
pretty quick. Yeah.
Black families tape 2 fucking Uno decks together. You gonna run the whole gauntlet.
Dude,
Sorry,
But-
brother.
so HH, that's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like I like that.
All I need is one more.
I'm there.
one more.
Triple H.
Oh,
No, are you a wrestling fan?
Fucking love wrestling. Dude.
Bro, yes. Oh my God.
Yes, love
So
it.
get this. So we're at the old studios. What? Do you have some?
I just realized we're missing Raw on Netflix for the first time.
For the
tonight,
first time
right
tonight.
now.
What do you-
Missing it.
So are you
Is it
just
on
like
right
a,
now? Like it's a live thing, or what do you have?
Yeah,
some-
yeah, it's live.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you just like an E fan, or do you like the other shit?
Who plays that?
I did.
Okay.
So
Oh, nice.
I fell off midway
Yeah, you
through
did.
high school. I fell.
A lot of people did.
I fell off. But I still keep up with it for the most part. I was a huge fan. He did.
He had to draw, so it's on you.
Yeah, I was a huge fan when I was back in elementary and middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was about to say, God, fuck.
So
you,
I was such a big fan that me and my dad built a wrestling ring in my backyard.
no way.
Yeah.
That's
We built
crazy.
bro. We built a almost full scale. It was a little smaller than an actual WWE ring, but yeah, me and my friends we would like backyard wrestle and we uploaded it on YouTube. Those videos are gone, I'm sure.
No, they ain't. No, they ain't.
Come on,
I was about to say, if they're not, I'm
Let's do
plugging
the
them.
Wayback Machine. Get back to the archives there.
You know, they
I-
always
I would
say
love to
once
see that.
once you put something on the internet, it never truly leaves.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if somebody finds it, please. send
It's
it.
somewere in the back rooms, so
Yeah,
you know we just have to go searching
I'd
for
love to
it.
see those videos, man.
Dude, me and did we talk about the guy that murdered his girlfriend that I was friends
We did.
with for a long time?
Yeah.
We did talk about it.
Yeah, so same guy, right?
Okay.
He used to come over to my house and we used to practice wrestling moves on the trampoline.
Yeah.
And
He
dude,
was getting ready.
dude, so
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit.
what's crazy though? What's crazy is like my dad and a few of my friends used to come over and they would watch us because they were like, "Dude, y'all are getting good. Like
Yeah.
it was looking good, you know."
Yeah.
And so like there was one where I would jump up. He was like older than me, so I would jump up and wrap my legs like around his shoulders, and he would just drop me.
Jesus
Right,
Christ.
and then
Pause.
when I dropped, I would do a backflip out and like act like I got hit like really hard.
Yeah.
Dude, it looked so cool though. Like they there's some tapes out there somewhere
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
like recording us, and dude, it was fun though. Like it's so much fun.
Uno.
Dude, so like we we went so far as like to have like our own entrance songs, our own.
That's awesome.
Like we went hard through it, man. Like steel chairs, all that.
Oh my
Jesus
gosh.
Christ, yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
Your dad's just like, your punishment was to get in the ring. Like, he wouldn't even beat you. Like, he just
Nah, for sure.
You know, I would give you spankings, but
go get in the ring.
go
Go get in that ring.
Growing up, I ain't really
Go put your boots
have growing up, I didn't really have cable and shit. We'd watch
Uno.
Access TV, and of course we had like UPN. So I watched SmackDown as a kid, and then we had on the Access television we had New Japan Pro Wrestling
Okay.
and AAA, like the luchador shit.
Yeah.
And
That sounds fun,
watching that shit, people were at school talking about Jeff Hardy.
dude.
Jeff, I love you. Fuck Jeff Hardy, bro.
You got Aerostar.
Whoa.
You got Aerostar, the mestizo, up at the rafters doing triple corkscrews off that bitch. You know, midget wrestling.
Can we say midget?
No, so their advertising is midget wrestling.
Okay,
Currently.
beautiful.
Currently, so yeah.
You know, the world's soft these days, and
Yeah.
YouTube has some soft rules, so I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, I remember I used to just you know, as a kid you have just the wildest imagination. I used to just wrestle my fucking pillow, bro. I used to just be in my room, I'd fucking slam that pillow down.
Yeah.
Do.
I don't want to know what you do with your pillows.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that wasn't the only thing I did with my pillow,
Yeah.
but I guess you don't want to hear the rest. I had some more, but
Nah, you good on
I
it.
guess it's
You good on that.
keep that for yourself.
He had like
bud.
that anime girl pillows. He's just like, bam, bitch.
Oh shit, this isn't wrestling
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Oh God.
No, I had a hole in my mattress, so
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm so just kidding.
bro.
So, who do you guys think caused all the world's problems right now?
Definitely guys who fuck their beds.
Guys who had holes in their
Yeah, bro, those guys are fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I would hate to be one of those guys.
Oh, crazy as fuck.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Who do you think did though? Who do you think did?
You know, oligarchs, global leaders,
Fucking BlackRock.
BlackRock, Vanguard,
Yeah.
Okay.
those guys, whoever owns all that stuff, it would have to be the people that are over the Federal Reserve, specifically 14 of the 16 of them.
Ooh, 14 of the 16.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say that right now we're living in some strange times.
We are.
And a
Indeed.
lot of people who we thought were the good guys the whole time are coming like mask off as the bad guys and as the terrorists, and we're just like chilling with them, you know.
Do you guys believe in the Illuminati?
I think it is what it is what we said it was, but it isn't at the same time. Like Bohemian Grove, like that shit's real. Like now I don't really know what them niggas is doing on the island. We don't know if it was on some Epstein shit, but like when I think about the Illuminati, I think about like it's what they say it is, but not in the way they said it happened. Like you're not gonna get people in black or shit. You might actually get people in black masks knocking at your door, murdering your
Whose turn
family.
is it? Sorry.
I don't know. I didn't put that down.
I had to pull, so it's.
So what I did realize with the whole Epstein and Diddy thing is like they were two different. They were cut from the same
Green.
cloth, but different industries, right? So like, you know, Epstein was the financial part. Uno was the financial guys. You know what I mean? Kind of running shit. But then Diddy was definitely the entertainment side of things. So it's like I think it's similar to like the Illuminati. I don't think it's all one thing. I think there's like an Illuminati-esque thing for the entertainment industry.
Well, I was gonna say,
And
what if
then-
it's all part of one thing? They have their hand in everything.
I agree. I
Well,
think they
like-
work together.
Yeah, that's
And
what.
the,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
line
They work
goes back
together.
very far. Like I've like the notion of Diddy and like sexual blackmail, like that goes back to the guy that taught Diddy how to do his shit.
Right.
Clive Davis.
Clyde David, yeah.
And
I haven't heard about this. I've looked into the Diddy stuff, but I've never heard of Clyde Davis.
so this goes back to like J. Edgar Hoover.
Who played the Green 8?
I
I
did.
played. Oh,
You did?
I pulled and
Oh, yeah,
into
yeah, yeah.
Uno, so
Gotcha,
okay.
gotcha.
Go ahead. Yeah. Anyway,
uh,
continue with that.
I don't know if you guys like J. Edgar Hoover. he fucking got outed as gay or whatever back in the Gap, way back in the Gap, and his whole thing was he was the head of the FBI, I want to say at the time, and his whole MO was taking down the Jewish mob, you know, and the Jewish mob planted mics in his room and had apparently audio of this gay dude giving him fellatio, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna put this shit out if you don't shut the fuck up." And he was like, no, I won't." And they put it out, and then he ended up taking steps back and was like, "You know what? Yeah, maybe you guys are right." You know what I'm saying? So they have certain ways. The people who pay you, and I'm talking about when you're locked in contracts, music deals and shit like that, they have a way to make people fall in line. Yeah. I think when Kanye was going through his shit, no one was really listening to what this nigga was saying. When it came to like Harley Pasternak and his personal trainer, Harley Pasternak, messaging him, texting him, saying like, "I'll put you on meds and turn you into a fucking zombie." Like, personal trainers don't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just overlooked it. Nobody decided to cover it. This is like some damning information. No one covered it. And it just lets you know, like, okay, well, if it isn't the same people doing this shit that run everything, or if it isn't the same people that run everything doing this shit, then those people are complicit with those guys, and they're getting either paid off or...
Well, I think it's always been like the people with the power, the blue bloods. You know, they normalize what's standard in society, right? Or what's deemed acceptable, right? So it's like, I think whenever you have a bunch of these guys in higher positions of power that have been outed as gay, they'll push this big thing of like, oh, being gay is cool, being gay is fine, right? Which game.
What a perfect play.
So,
wow.
But, you know, I've got no problem with gay people whatsoever.
Right.
You know, at all. I've got family members who are gay.
Shout out to gays.
Yeah. But my thing is like, you know, I think that there was a big push for that when, you know, you look at the Skull and Crossbones, like these secret societies where you'll go to like Yale or, you know, and you get these higher positions of power. If you want to be somebody in those circles, you have to join up on these things. Like, you got to be involved with this to even climb this political ladder. Well, dude, it's no secret. It has come out that they would have these hazing rituals where they would videotape them doing crazy stuff and then use that as blackmail, where they're like, "Hey, if you don't do this, we'll release this," you know? And I think slowly they're like, even if they weren't gay, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. You know, it's okay if you do that," you know, to kind of take the damage away from anything that could be released. Gotcha. My thing is like, if all of that was used as blackmail, that means nobody's ever cracked under pressure. And like, we've never seen somebody in like high political office where it was like them fucking a pig or something. You know what I mean? Like you've never seen that released.
You've never seen it because they always fall in line.
But like, you think
it's just such crazy stuff that they fall in line?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, because that's such a crazy thing, right? That like what you just said.
Yeah,
it's such a crazy thing that I would never want the world to see that.
It's like, so it's some shit, and I will say, like, these are like far right guys who are like, you can call them a little kooky if you want to,
for sure.
But like the shit that they say is in those like Hillary emails and shit. That shit make you think about it. That shit make you think about it, bro. Nigga, what? Like, you're doing what? The kids? What?
Yeah, there's some wild stuff, man.
But also, like, I wouldn't put it past Hillary. She's evil. That's like one of the people that I don't care like what you say. Like, you're evil.
Yeah.
You called fucking you and Joe Biden, and this is my whole thing. It caused a lot of drama within my personal family. The fact that when Kamala was running, I lived in LA County for a long time, and my uncle had done some nefarious things in LA County. Granted, actually, no, it wasn't that nefarious. He was doing like non-violent drug offenses when Kamala was the AG. And yeah, she was just hard on niggas at the time. was hard on niggas like a bitch at the time, and like put my dog in there for a pretty minute for like some non-violent drug offenses, and it makes you think like, well, you know, what would ever make me believe this person would be on a person like mine's side? You know, like what would make me think that? Like Joe Biden picked their dog. Joe Biden signed in one of the worst crime bills ever conceived in history, the 1996 crime bill. And what makes you think that he would be on my side? Like, and it doesn't have to be about sides, but they want to make it about sides.
It's about what would benefit him at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, like he's gonna take whatever side. Any politician, like everybody's talking about how like Elon Musk is such a grifter. Bro, he's a businessman. He gonna do
What's a
what-
grifter?
Businessmen are grifters.
Yeah, grifter is where like you are gonna go where the wind is most favorable.
Okay.
If that's leaning right, you're gonna lean right because that's what is gonna be best for you in your business, right? But then as soon as like you don't truly believe that, right?
Yeah.
But then whenever say the wind shifts,
The other way.
you're gonna go the other way.
Yeah.
Not because it's somebody who doesn't have like a true. They're not in it for character.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't have a true stance.
Yeah,
It's
no.
almost kind of like just well, you basically said it. Yeah, just whatever benefits them the most. Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
and like, man, you can't fault nobody for doing that. But you know, for me, like, I would like to live my life on principle. You know, like if I see something's wrong, but it benefits me, I'm gonna still call out that it's wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, my dad used to always tell me this. I mean, I want to look at myself in the mirror whenever, you know, I go home and stuff. And I think some people just don't have that, but I like to.
At the end of the day, it's you. You know, like
Yeah.
that is just you. So it's like, you know, if you like you said, look at the mirror at the end of the night, and if you look in there and you're like, damn, I'm a fake ass motherfucker. Like,
You can't hide from yourself.
nah, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
I can't hide from this big ass nose that I got every time that I look in the mirror, bro. And
I know, yeah.
what was that for?
Nah.
Why'd you have to do that?
I was like, damn, like I
What'd you mean by that?
understand.
What you mean by
Like
that?
looking in the mirror, you know, you see something you don't like. It's like, damn, you know, you can't have from that. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I feel like I got
That's all you have to say about that.
I mean, look, look, man, brother's got a schnoz on him. He got a schnoz on him.
That's all right though.
My girlfriend calls me Pinocchio.
Yeah.
You be lying like a bitch,
Lying,
She
bro.
like it when I do too, bro. Yeah, she like that shit, bro. Like, fuck.
keeps it spicy.
But yeah, a lot of people try to make what's going on in the world like a Jew problem. I don't really think it's a Jew problem, but it is like a Zionist problem. And Zionism, I don't think people have understood how long Zionism has been a thing. It's been in place long enough for the concept to be in place way before the Holocaust, like 20 years, I'm talking. And it's been in place also long enough to like have influenced the modern translations of the Bible. The King James translation of the Bible is obviously the most popular translation. It goes without a doubt. It's the most sold or printed book ever.
Yeah.
Just that translation though. But I don't think a lot of people are up on game about where the Bible came. And this is from friends who've gone to seminary, like homeboys who know. And they're like, yeah, no, that shit's like comes from the Schofield Study Bible, which I want to say his name's Hunter Schofield. Translated the Bible, took his translation to some guys who said, okay, we're in with these folks who can publish this shit and get it big. I'm not going to say who these people were, but there were like hardly no mention of like Jews in the Bible beforehand. Like we had like the tribe of Judah, that was mentioned a lot. Judea, that was mentioned a lot. But like Jews as like a people, like a group of people, even Israelites, people are like, okay, well, Israelites are like, you know, who Jacob was in the Bible.
Yeah.
And, you know, they changed his name, right?
Yep. Changed his name from Israel to Jacob.
Or from Jacob to
Israel. Yeah.
So
his followers were called Israelites. Correct me if I'm wrong. His followers were called Israelites. That's not like a race of people, though.
It's just
It's just a fucking, you know. And if you look at like the lineage of a lot of these dudes, somebody can play first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who pulled out the 4?
I
Pulled it from the deck?
pulled it from that.
Okay, who won? You won? Go ahead and go first.
I'm like, there's a reason why they don't promote shit like ancestry testing in Israel, because a lot of these jokers are from Poland and like they're not even. They're not even. There's like sectors or sections on
Had to use it a little early, didn't you?
Blue. I'm trying to get it violent up in here. I'm trying to have a violent game.
Fuck you, goddammit.
Oh!
Green.
Oh!
Right back to green, motherfucker. Do it again.
wow.
Do the roar.
Yeah, I got some Jewish friends, man, and they all like poke fun at themselves,
Yellow.
but like.
God.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting fucked right now.
Yeah, dude. I'm airing this bitch out. Bro.
Yeah.
That is what us white boys do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, don't come to the next podcast, bro.
Don't come to the next podcast. It's crazy.
Yo. Wow.
Yellow. Oh, fuck. Fuck yeah. Fuck you, man. Yeah, damn it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, global politics, man, I think I've been watching Landman,
Yeah.
and dude,
I
it's
keep hearing about it,
so
man.
good, bro. It's so good.
What's
Yeah,
that
I
on?
keep saying it's good.
So it's
Paramount.
It's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And shout out.
Y'all did y'all shit.
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
really
bleep
went
it out,
off with that. free shout out.
I'm bleeping it out.
Yeah. So imagine the On Game show live on Paramount.
Could you imagine though?
Hey,
you know what I'm
that'd
saying?
be kind of cool.
That'd be
I
hard.
was just saying, Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Come on. Put my boys on.
Jokers, bro. Pull
I
us
heard,
up.
I heard
man.
the Jews
Pull us
run
up.
it.
Yeah.
I promise there's nothing wrong with being employed by a Jewish person.
Them fake ass Israelites.
The fake ass. Look, and the thing is, if you go to Israel, you got some land over there, just be real with me. But don't try to morally grandstand me like this land was promised to me. And then,
Yo, okay. Yo.
no, it wasn't, bro.
Nothing.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, motherfucker.
So I need some elbow room, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Need some breathing room. That's looking good over there.
You can bleep that out. Bleep that.
Yeah, that's staying.
No, that's staying in. This is the On Game show, and we're about as an uncensored as
We
it
are
gets.
about free speech, bro. We're
Free
about
speech.
free
Although we
speech.
do some bleeping. We do some bleeping. We're not
Yeah.
completely 100%. We
We
do
need
some bleeping when we need to. I've said some things that, I just can't say.
Yeah, you said some shit.
Yeah, but y'all wouldn't know because it's bleeped out. But I done said some shit.
Can I just say some shit
In my
real quick?
studio,
If I
I've
say
heard
some shit. Can you? Oh, dude, no. Let's not talk about the shit I've said in here. I've said some gruesome things.
Oh, he said some gruesome. We all have, bro. We all have. Even us, like off camera, bro. We be, Sly's the most.
I want to give it to him.
Sly-
He can bleep. He got the fucking. He got the
Just
time
cover
for
your
one
mouth.
bleep.
Just cover your mouth.
He got the time for one bleep. Whoa.
I've said that before. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course,
I've said that
yeah.
before. In fact, there was an episode where we, it was just us three.
Whose turn is it, by the way?
I think I played that.
Yeah, he did.
And then you pulled. And, yeah.
All right, okay.
It was just us three, and
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm not gonna
that
say what I
was
said,
Was
obviously.
that
crazy.
the first time?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first time it was just us three?
We had to restart.
Yeah.
We
So-
we went like an hour in.
we scrubbed the whole thing. We were like, dude, we can't use this.
No
We
way.
cannot
So-
use this.
So we started out like with no plan. Right? We're going into it balls to the wall.
No, we were waiting on a guest.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Oh, yeah.
And our guest got
that's right.
arrested.
Back to
So, yeah, on the way
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So,
And did he tell that story or no? He didn't tell that on the pod, did he?
I don't think he told him.
no, he said it was okay, though.
He said it was okay, but we never brought that up.
We don't
I just
have
thought
to tell
about
the
that.
story, but like,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I want to bring it up without him here, but I'm remembering that we didn't bring that up. and
It was
I
just
knew-
a guest?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, or was it like a regular guest? Or was it
No.
just
It was just a new
no,
guest.
it was a new,
So-
it was a new guest, and he like didn't text, didn't call, nothing, and like we were like, man, we were making jokes. We were like, this dude got arrested.
Yeah.
He
Was it a
really,
rapper?
he really got arrested. No, he was he fights MMA.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that just gave it away, so everybody knows.
But we talked
Conor
about
McGregor,
it.
God damn it. Fuck.
Yeah, we
He did-
talked-
he
We
did-
had Connor last week.
yeah.
He did say it was all right. By the way, it's back on you, Cam. We're
Okay,
going, we're
cool.
going clockwise now. But anyways, yeah, it was just us three waiting on him and stuff, and we were just like, guys, we gotta do this ourselves. So we start freeballing it, and we're just like, we're gonna shoot something because we almost just left, but we were like, we can't leave without any content. Like,
Yeah, like we're here.
yeah,
Say what you want to say.
you know what I want to say. You know what I want to say. Fill in the blank.
Just pull it to you.
I'm gonna stick to pulling too. Yeah.
Just bleep it. You didn't even say anything. Just bleep it. There we go. No what?
What's your? You got another card, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you
Hey,
called Uno.
cards on the table. You work security, bro. You know how this works.
Bud,
Come on, man.
now.
Come on, bro. I'm trying to get over it right now.
Yeah, you got the all
But,
black Carhartt on. You
yeah.
think you're supposed to do it? Come on now.
Yeah, we started freeballing it, and it was just AIDS, bro. it
was bad.
Dude, we had no subject. We were all over the place, and we were all just joking and laughing. I think I created that voice. I was like, I started doing that, and then we just started spamming it, bro. And so the 30 minutes of that, and then we started saying words that offended certain groups of people.
We were getting offended. We were
sure
like,
they-
oh,
I'm sure they
man,
would
like,
offend them.
Yeah, no,
If their opinion
they
really
would,
mattered.
especially from cis white males saying these things. Come on, bro, we're the devil, you know. So, yeah, bro, it would have.
I've never heard cyst.
You've never heard
Cis.
cis?
Cis.
Oh, it's cis.
Cisgendered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like,
Oh, I always thought it was
cis to white
Yeah,
males.
no, assist is.
I know what a cyst is, but I thought that's what it was. I thought.
CIS.
You're a cyst on society. Is what they
Anyways.
You're a fucking cis.
Anyways, I'm a bad person.
Right.
So, yeah, we said things that we couldn't say, and I think we did a 30 minutes to an hour, and then we had to scrap that and then shoot a whole nother episode. So we had to rewind and act like we didn't shoot that.
He called somebody a black bitch. I just knew it.
He called a lot of people out. Nobody was saying.
Yeah, no, like we're not talking
Right.
one group of people. Like, okay, I'm not against one.
He
group of
offended
people.
all of India. It was
I'm
just,
against.
Dog, don't get me.
Oh, you already started stepping into the. So yeah,
he was
and
hitting the ding ding ding. Dude's crazy.
you can't do that, Joey. I
can't-
can't do that.
I can't-
You can't do that.
What this?
You know what I'm talking about. You can't.
Shame,
You
shame.
can't do that, bro. Come on, man.
Bro, come on, dog.
Come on, man. Like you can't do that.
I definitely can.
It definitely will.
Dog, you can't cancel me. You can, and I want you to not use your power too.
There's certain levels of people that you can't cancel. There's certain levels.
The villain arc starts today.
You can't cancel like Joe Rogan, dude. They tried so hard to
Kuno!
cancel Joe Rogan, they couldn't cancel him, bro.
Well,
Damn.
Wow, nice.
Even
nothing in the hoodie, I swear.
Hey, stand up real quick.
Nothing in the hoodie, I swear.
Black man, I need you against the wall.
Whoa!
Wow.
He's definitely like not getting patted down at all. They're about to fucking just shake me up.
You're one of us.
Oh wow.
So,
This.
Am I ruining it? Am I ruining it?
Okay.
Bleeps, guys. If you didn't hear the last 5 minutes, I'm sorry. Things like that happen sometimes. But yeah, like even Donald Trump, bro. You can't cancel Donald Trump. They tried to, bro, but they couldn't cancel him, dude.
Well,
Can't cancel it.
I can break down as a former
say what he wants.
unaccomplished poli-sci major. I can see from heaven's gates that Kamala was not winning that race.
Oh yeah.
And it's just the fact that
you didn't have a single. Maybe you didn't have a single one.
you had people who were like in the middle, leaning left, like Trump's winning it. Like on the day they were counting the votes,
They're like kicked.
I was at the big,
Oh, let's count these fucking votes. Damn it.
I was at the big music thing that I do on Tuesdays.
We
and
shouted them out on the podcast. by the
shout
way.
outs Manifest.
Oh yeah, Manifest. Yeah.
We were at Manifest. We were at Rhino. We were like, fuck it, it's not lit at Rhino. Let's just go back to the house. So we went back to the house and we were watching the election. We were jamming out. And there was such a surprising amount of people in that group of people that come to Manifest that were like, oh, Trump's fucking winning it. And I don't think that's neither good nor bad necessarily. I think Trump's the better guy for the job, provably. And I just think Kamala Harris is on Vicodin and and we probably shouldn't have a person like that. No, look, I have close people in my family who are on like depressant pills mixed with a little bit of the wine on the weekends. I know it when I see it. That woman was drunk, and you motherfuckers are crazy for not knowing it.
I was just about to say, did y'all see like the rumors that like Kamala was like an alcoholic, like she would like
No.
Yeah, like that.
Has this been an ongoing thing, or was this like
Yeah.
really?
Because like if you like notice like her mannerisms when she's like talking like at big rallies or whatever, it's like
Flushed and kind of.
you kind of seem like you're like too just like too.
She loose with it, dog.
It's like
I feel like I
to
see
be-
Kamala at the bar. Give me like 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm out of there.
Okay.
Vice president.
Going back to our original question.
I was gonna say, are you saying what I think you're saying?
Yeah,
or
going
what?
back to
Look.
our original question here. Well, I mean, would you lay it
Would you
down?
tear
on
that up,
Kamala?
bro?
Dude, yeah. 1,000%, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, her shit yanks, and I know it. Like, number one,
Yanks, I've never fucking heard that, bro.
Yanks is wild.
I've never
You gotta-
never
Oh
heard
my-
Yanks.
you try to pull out, but it's a vortex in there, you know what
Let me go.
I'm saying? Like, honestly,
This is what you used to win?
You're like swimming the opposite way.
Indian girls is underrated as fuck. We don't talk about them enough. And I know people gonna say, "Oh, Kamala's." No, she's Indian.
Thank you. I got some heat.
Kamala said-
Like, if you watch her on the Shannon Sharp podcast, she pulls some
She was on
bullshit.
Shannon Sharp.
Dude, she was on Shannon Sharp. Go watch it. She
Bro.
said something very poignant, and I think for Black people, we would not let that shit go over our heads.
She said something that was.
She said, well, you know, when you grow up as a Black kid, your Black family, you call them your cousins. So a lot of my Black family are just my friends from when I was younger. You're not Black. You're not Black.
Stop.
You just said it. You're not Black. You did a whole fucking overarching thing to say, oh, I don't have Black family. I'm not Black.
My whole thing was whether or not she is Black. Trump was right about she all of a sudden was starting to really claim being Black when she was trying to win votes, and that was like it's unarguable. Like I mean that.
I'm sorry if your daughter, we're not gonna go there because that's a pretty woman. I'm not gonna say she's not pretty, but like,
I mean, apparently, yeah. You said she's got that yank.
no, Kamala's got it, bro. Shout out Charlie XCX too. I know. I just want to go out on a date.
No, you don't. You want the end of the date.
Who would y'all rather been in office, Kamala or Hillary? And I think I know everybody's answer.
Kamala.
Okay.
Kamala. Hillary scares me, bro.
Hillary
She scares me too, bro.
the shit out of me.
Her eyes, bro, like she just has these
She be-
eyes that's just like.
Like, I don't know, Bohemian Grove shit.
This is a white woman.
She burnt that effigy, bro. Like, she was.
This is a white woman whose husband has been cheating on her
since the beginning of time.
Mm.
This woman is a woman scorned, and she's gonna take it out on everybody if she gets in office.
It's you first, Joey. Yeah, bro. And they had so many people tied to her and her husband that went disappearing, and that shit. I believe all that shit, bro. Is definitely true. She's tied in with them, bro. She's tied in with that group of people at the top, bro.
Rest in peace, Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, for real.
Alright,
He just no, but hold up. Wiener, that dude just dug his grave over and over and over.
He was playing with the fire,
bro. He really was, and like to be named, it's so unfortunate to be named a winner. And
Not a lucky draw. Not a lucky
bro.
draw.
No, I mean, that's the last thing that can happen. Your dick pic cannot come out of your name as winner, bro. Like
Damn.
that,
And then
like,
if that shit small, it's over with.
They're like, we used the right word.
bro. That's dead. You just can't let that happen.
Shit, he's dead.
Oh, wow.
It's terrible fate.
Things happen in this world, man. It's a
Let me ask you this:
dark world.
would you drink the Kool-Aid if you were up in the top? You had that power. Would you
indulge?
Would you indulge? Yeah.
When we
You
talk
spent
about
your whole career like.
when we talk about Kool-Aid, are we talking about adrenochrome?
Green.
We can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
No, I'm sorry. No, that was an actual question. I was
Adrenal.
asking if you're talking about adrenochrome.
I'm talking about Heaven's Gate drinking the Kool-Aid. That's that cult, right? Like why they say drinking the Kool-Aid.
No, actually.
Okay,
Inform
so
me.
there was a cult. It's one of like the most infamous
Jim Jones.
cult things. Yeah, so like Jim Jones brought it, like he ran a cult, and I mean thousands of people, bro. And he had them convinced that they basically like the end of the world was coming, and that like some wild shit, like they had to get on spaceships, and the only way to do that is to shed your body, and in order to do that you had to commit, right. So we gotta bleep that, by the way. Sewer slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, bro, women, children, men, all of it, he mixed up this Kool-Aid and was like, look, we're gonna do it today. Did a speech.
Tonight's the night.
Yeah, did a speech and
You've
like
all been waiting for it.
and passed it around, bro, and it's like, yeah, everyone
They had the
drank it.
audio of the people like dying actively.
Crying,
Like,
yeah. Him
and
still
what's
doing a
fucked up about
speech
it-
and like, yeah, the whole thing. Bro.
What's fucked up
why have I
about it
never heard
is
about
like
this?
this is something that they always look over with Dahmer, and they equally always look over with Jim Jones.
I was in-
They targeted like broke black niggas.
God damn.
They
Stop
targeted broke black niggas, and that's just sad because you had a bunch of like niggas who've never even seen.
I'm sorry.
But what's crazy is he like
Is it
Yeah,
y'all
that
two
hate
that I'm
crime,
skipped
bro.
or what?
Yeah, draw to
Yeah.
the skip. Yeah.
what's crazy is like he brought it all of them in with this purpose. Like he was like, all right, I'm gonna get them all to kill themselves,
Yeah.
right? And got them to have as many babies as possible, bring in as many people as they can. It's just truly despicable,
Evil shit, bro.
And
He had them like create babies, like
yeah, there, and he could sleep with anyone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like he was like no one's off limits, and he like created this commune for himself. And there was a crackdown on like they were gonna raid the place, like they were gonna break up everything. And he's
Like
like,
they
no.
moved them to some
He's-
island or some shit.
Yeah, they're like, this ain't gonna happen. Like no one's taking us away from here. And so he got everyone to kill themselves, and it was like thousands of people, bro.
So he was running the thing, but then whenever they were cracking down on it and catching on, that's when he wanted to.
But it was always in his like sermons of like how he was saying that like the only way to be saved is to
Fast.
good yeah yeah. Basically he was telling them that
That was ass.
they all had to die. You know, they all had to die. And
How did you say that? How did he sell that to them?
he told them that like in order to be saved you had to
No.
kill yourself, and the only way to do that was to kill himself with the commune.
So what did he tell them about being saved? Like, was he trying to present himself as Jesus Christ, or was he trying to present himself as?
He actually said that there was like a spacecraft that's gonna come here, but the only way the only way to see the spacecraft is your soul has to be out of your body, and that's the only way it can get onto the spacecraft.
So he just had these people. He had them fucking brainwashed.
100%.
How long was he doing
leader.
this?
Oh, I mean, over the period of like a decade.
You missed your Uno
Really?
call, bro.
Yeah,
you
maybe
missed
even
it.
longer.
You missed your Uno call,
Look,
bro.
bro,
You missed your
I've been
Uno.
watching,
You missed your
man.
Uno
You
call,
missed it.
dog.
Fuck! How many? God damn it!
4 of them things, bro.
4? Is it 4?
That's
I
four
think
of
it's
them
2.
things. That's
4
four
of them things, bro.
That's 4 of them things. Check Uno's rules. That's 4.
No, really, I think
Four
it's
of them,
2.
bro.
I think it's
That's
2, bro.
4 of them things.
Look it up right now. Look it
Alright.
up, bro.
Yank them bitches, bro.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's
Both
for
of
you.
them.
Tax.
I'm waiting. I ain't drawing 4, bro. Y'all are sending me back to the jump, bro.
That's on you. That sounds like
Yeah,
you,
that's
probably.
It's 2, bro.
It's 2.
Thank you.
Damn.
It's 2.
Everybody
We
draw 4.
we almost got it.
Fuck all of y'all, bro.
Yeah, no.
Trying to fuck me over.
You stood on it though. I like that.
He definitely did.
Bro, I play Uno on the PlayStation, bro.
Good for you, bro. We hear every time we play this game,
Alright,
bro.
bro.
Look.
Alright.
See, I played it on the PlayStation.
Alright, Mr. Fucking Assassin.
No, you got that.
Don't talk about my underbite, bro.
It's so easy.
Leave me away. Stop
I'm like,
it.
down.
Jesus Christ.
Nipping at my heels and
Yeah,
shit.
bro. He's always on my ass, bro. I hate it. That's part of the game. It's just.
You.
Come on, let's go.
Where
Yeah,
your
you
cards at?
what?
Come on, let's
Put your
go.
fucking
What?
cards on the table,
What the
bro.
fuck you mean my cards on the table? I can't let I show my hand like inadvertently. I'm straight, bro. Come on, man. You can trust me, Cam, bro.
I need to know that I can call you on your Uno if you don't call it. I need to know that you. have
bro.
what I have.
I'm not gonna forget the. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
There
That
you
makes
go.
sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Bargain. Come on. It's on me.
You done?
With what?
Skip his
It's not me.
ass.
Anyways.
You.
Oh. You what?
I thought that was something
Say
I
what
didn't
you
want
would
to
say
say.
what you
No,
would
say
say.
it. Say it, bro.
Yo, Lizzie called me a cracker. That shit was crazy, bro. That shit was crazy.
Your own wife, bro.
My own wife called me a
It's really
cracker.
funny. Like
Skip. I'm
it's
sorry, Skip.
it's
Sorry.
really a funny word, bro. I love it. It's a funny word. We really do need to come up with a better racist term for white people.
Let's go.
Reds.
Uno.
You're an industry plant, bro.
I'm an industry plant. You think so? I'm a fuck up of an industry plant, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Let's go.
god.
I'm thinking
Oh
yellow.
my
I'm thinking
god.
Yellow. Yeah,
Let's say yellow.
that's my slur to you.
Okay.
No, really, there is no good slur for white people.
I don't like being called a redneck, like at all. Do not like being called that.
I agree.
You know what Calm called me the other day?
Uno.
Potato boy. No, he called me stew boy. And
That was
shit,
valid. It was valid.
that shit got me for some reason.
Stew boy.
Stew boy. So I like.
Stew boy?
Yeah, I came home. So Lizzie was like, she was meal prepping, right? And she's been big into like slow
Oh, my bad.
cooker meals, right?
Mhm.
And we had stew, and she made so much of it, bro. And it was like 4 days of potato stew. And I was like,
Oh, that sounds delightful, but also like
it was
on the fourth
delicious,
day
right?
of stew?
Yeah, bro. So he called me.
Stew again.
He was like, man, what kind of peasant food, all this stuff, right? And I was like, wow, right? So he called me stew boy. And I was like, I don't like that at all. I do not like being called stew boy. It just sounds bad. Like,
No, I agree with the redneck part. I don't like being called a redneck.
I do not like being called redneck.
I
That
think
gets
you
under my
called me a
skin.
redneck.
That gets under my skin.
I think you called me a redneck.
Okay. Stand on it.
I'm standing.
Jesus Christ.
I'm standing on it. I mean, no, because I remember you were just saying something, and you were like, "Yeah, bro, you'd fit in or something like that," because you're, she likes those boom, boom, boom. You remember this conversation I'm talking about, bro?
Mm-mm.
You don't? All right. I'm not gonna go too much into it because I'm in a relationship these days, and I don't want to, say too much. But you were just saying you.
What does that mean?
I just didn't want. Don't ask me what does that mean. What do you?
I don't know what you mean
You
by
just
that.
said he wasn't gonna go into it.
I was just saying I'm not gonna go into it. Like, but you called me a redneck.
But calling you a redneck and then saying I'm not gonna go into it because you're in a relationship, I was confused by that.
I was just saying the context of which it was said and stuff. I'm starting to, you know, when you start telling a story to your parents and you forget that there's some like illegal shit in there or some shit you just don't want to say. You're just like, no.
Type shit.
Yeah, can't be sided on that. Like,
But
yeah, I'm trying to build a case against you too.
anyways, no, I don't like being called a redneck. I think it just has such a bad tie to it, and people out here like to call me a redneck because when I wear my boots and stuff, all of a sudden I'm a redneck. I'm like,
You give his cowboy fits give more like Mexican than they
Mexican.
do. Yeah, you give.
Rough.
I don't know why.
Rough
You
neck.
look like you like Mexican ladies. Like you were in Amarillo. You're a bounty hunter. You got shot in the knee. You got to take 3 weeks off.
how long have you thought about this?
A minute. Oh. you got a stripper girl out in Amarillo. She's Mexican. You know.
Okay. Maybe in another life.
Maybe in another
Maybe in
life.
another life.
Not this one.
Yeah.
Not this one.
I like the Mexican ladies. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So me.
Yeah.
Who is it on?
I put down the reverse.
Who put down yellow too? Dude, it had to be one of y'all.
So it's
Maybe it was
you.
me.
It's on you. It's on you.
How was it on me? He was gone. It was going this way.
Well, we never played after you left. So reversed. He put down the 2, and it's on you. Even
Bro,
if
that's a good thing.
even
for you.
if
Just
I
take
put
it.
down the Uno reverse, even if it's still on you.
You got it, Joey.
Dude, you know what I did invest in that's made work so like
Uno.
pleasant? Is it me?
Yeah, I thought it was his turn.
Yeah.
How did it go to you?
Yeah.
Watch yourself, bud.
Mm.
I-
Okay, now you do that.
No.
You didn't call you Uno.
I did. I literally
You called
did.
it before.
Not that time.
You had to take it out.
But I did again.
You had to take
but
it
I
out,
did it. I
bro.
just did.
He played.
When I
and then
played
you
it, I just did.
This shit's getting violent, bro.
Bro, what do you mean I didn't call my Uno out?
You looked up.
It's just
you
Uno.
looked it up and told me that it was 2, so I'm gonna let you slide on it.
He's about to start calling you a Jew, bro.
Call me
Just
a Jew.
like-
He's
bro.
really trying to do it to
He
me.
used to call me a Jew all the time, bro. He used to call me a Jew all the time.
I think you have one too many cards in your hand.
That sounded German.
Let me check your deck. Pull out your deck. Let me look at it.
You're what?
Pull out your what?
Pause.
Oh, I'll pull it out.
No.
Cut these off. Cut these off.
Mm. No, put it in 4K. We
Matter of
in
fact,
4K.
I mean, hey, it's 940.
I just gotta get really close to the phone.
You ever put your shit on a 0.5?
It's like this.
My shit look bigger,
No, don't do that, bro. Don't do that.
Nah, my shit look humongous, Rex.
Bro, what? I thought that was gonna make my
On
shit
the
look big.
0.5?
I thought that shit was gonna make my shit look big.
My shit
Fuck
look like
no.
a GoPro angle.
What do you mean? It makes the outskirts like of the.
You're not hitting it from the right angle, bro.
Who the
Can I ask a personal question?
Yeah.
Don't
know,
ask him
maybe
that.
I shouldn't.
Don't
Come on,
ask
bro.
him that.
Ask
Are
me,
you gonna ask him that?
ask me that.
Are you gonna ask him that?
Ask me that.
Can you see your dick?
Fucking clear as day.
Okay, good.
That was not what I thought he was gonna ask.
That's
That,
exactly what I thought.
I don't know if that felt disrespectful, but it felt not disrespectful at the same
Look,
time because I know Joey.
The weight is one thing, but like the genetics balance the shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey,
What does that mean?
I feel you, big dog.
I'm just saying that black people have bigger balls.
Ah,
Yeah. And it pushes my.
Shit.
you see your balls?
Was that the balls or was
You
that
see your
I can grab them like
on the He said, I don't see the rod, but I do see the balls.
I see
down
the
there.
balls,
I see the
for
pillow.
sure.
I see the pillow for sure.
So I just count the balls as the dick.
It's resting on the crown jewels. Just
This is some of the gayest shit I'm gonna say on this podcast, bro. But I remember back in high school, bro, like in the locker room, at football practice, and like everybody's got their shit out and everything. It's sometimes like just it was
Your eyes be dark.
a little gay. Anyways, no, there was.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Which
There
one?
was there was these 2 guys who used to make fun of him so bad because they always compared their balls because they almost had the same size balls. They had ginormous fucking balls. And they like it was a whole thing. Like they used to actually like compare, and it was like a joke thing because everybody knew these two guys had the biggest fucking balls, bro. Like ball sack. They had the biggest ones, and we used
Like
to call
were
them
the
like
nuts huge or what?
yeah, the nuts. Yeah, and so we used to make fun of them. We used to make fun of them though because it would look like your penis was resting on a fucking on a pillow because the balls hung lower than the fucking
Sometimes it go like that, bro.
Dude,
Sometimes they go like
you
that.
know what
bro.
I've always wanted, and this is not even like. Do you know those it's like things the rubber balls where you'll hit it and like the little light.
Oh, the light inside.
Walmart balls.
I've always wanted that in my nuts, bro. Like,
We talked about that.
You're
with
talking
Texas.
about, like,
We
that
talked
shit
about
hurt
that
like
with
lumber.
Texas.
But he never mentioned that. That was actually a good idea because I feel like the skin
That's a good idea.
the skin is thin. It's thin enough.
a man
where-
can dream, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have a zipper and be able to throw a little bouncy ball in there that,
Dude, I
Get
know.
him implanted, you know?
I would love a little bell.
Did you know
like-
that's a real thing though? Like implanting a fake ball into your nutsack?
3 nuts?
No. So we had a
Just
guest.
adding to it.
Yeah, we had a guest who doesn't have one of his nuts. I don't remember what was it. Did he actually have testicular cancer?
I don't know. We didn't. Like,
I ain't worried about that. I was worried about the funny part.
I thought testicular cancer was kind of funny.
Shout out my
No.
nigga.
Oh,
Whoever has the one nut. Shout
Oh.
out to you.
Yeah, that's not funny.
sorry, that's not funny.
So,
Anyways,
Now we got to do a GoFundMe.
What's the implant really made of? Like, is it just like
I don't know.
packing peanut?
No, so
I feel like it's like a fake boob, like silicone.
yeah,
silicone.
silicone.
You know.
Because like he was talking about it, and like we started making jokes about it. He was talking about it like it's like a stress ball. Like you can actually like just sit there and like squeeze it, like play with it and shit.
I definitely hold my nuts for comfort.
Dude, all the time.
Facts.
All the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
My
like-
girlfriend's always getting on to me because I walk around the house, like especially when it's cold. Like I'll put my.
There's a phenomenon, bro, about people who like die like during war or whatever. I got in trouble at my job one time for looking at like war footage on Reddit. I swear to God.
That's
Like
I've
it's
been there.
GoPro footage of like
Live.
African niggas walking into straight gunfire.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of guys that like get hit in the chest. We're gonna have to censor a lot of this. They get hit in the chest and they're like, and they're dying slowly. They always grab their nuts. Grab a handful of dick. Bro.
As they're going out, they're just like,
Honestly, man. Well, there's like the majority of like graves. This sounds so fucked up, but it's true.
Mm.
I wonder if that's what it is because a lot of them are like this.
Cover your nuts up.
Like it's a comfort thing. Like,
Ball
like
check.
Mama's not here. I'm got next best thing.
Mama's not here. Hold my
No,
Yo.
I did see a Ukraine video. Right? No, but it was something that like
Ukraine was just.
Them bitches make me so sad. Like the
Dude,
drones.
dude.
You get motherfuckers.
It's like, what are you gonna do, bro? They fucking they're like serpentining. I'm like, that ain't going.
That ain't working at all.
you're done. You're done.
They're doing whatever they can. Like, but so okay.
This is going on the Patreon. This is going on the
this is going on
Patreon.
the
I should have known bringing him on. We were going on Patreon, bro.
Dude, so okay, no, but it you know, deep down in us as men, we want to be in war. Like that's in us, bro.
Mm.
Like 100%. Right?
I
Like,
can feel that.
There's some causes I would straight up go for sure.
I've met some people that are like, no, I would never do that. I'm like, I immediately think less of you. Like there's a realist point of view where you're like, I don't want to go to war.
Right.
I don't. You
Right.
know what I mean? But like, push comes to shove.
Right, yeah.
I'm strapping up.
I'm not gonna go wait for someone to come save me. Hell,
There's
no.
some people who just believe that there's no point at which it's necessary, and that's the part that I can't agree with. I don't want to go to war either, but I do think there's necessary things to fight for. I do think
Yes,
there's necessary things to
100%.
die for.
And I don't
So-
think that the America's like this big world's police for all of the people, but I think for shit like fighting the cartel, I'd gladly do that shit. I've seen what they do to people.
Oh, fight the cartel.
absolutely.
I thought you meant fight with the cartel. You're like, that shit was fun, bro. Like, no. So the video that I saw was so humanizing, right? Like you always see the war where it's like, bah, 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 and you don't see what they're shooting at. You know what I mean? And you're like, you know, very rarely do you hear like, yeah, got him, you know, and they're high fiving. You barely see that, you know. Most of the time when they get somebody, they're like, you know, on to the next. It's not even, you know, it's totally desensitized.
Right.
This video, bro, it was two guys. It was a Ukrainian and it was a Russian soldier. And they were just alone, right? It was just them. And you hear on their radio, and the Ukrainian has like a helmet cam, right? And he's going in there, and he sees this Russian. You see it in the video of him in this building. He's going bop 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 bop, and you hear shoo, 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 dude shooting back at him, right? And they're ducking. He's bop bop, and then dropping down. He runs up to the building, right? And he's firing. He's like, I'm getting this guy, right? Like he's hunting, and he throws in this grenade, right? It through one of the windows, and you hear boom, and then he leans out, sees the guy. They go pop 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 pop. They both run out of bullets, right? Both of them, and they don't stop, bro. Dude throws down his gun. Other dude throws the gun at him, right? And they just start. They grab each other. They start going down. They're punching each other. All this stuff, and then you just see this big ass knife come out, right? And they start going after each other, bro. And like he's pulling, and they don't care. Like they're grabbing the knife. You know what I mean? And
It's gruesome.
It's bad, bro. Like, you know, you can see both of their hands are messed up. Like it's bad, bro. So like they're fighting over it, and the video of them fighting 7 minutes. Knife fighting. Right?
Oh, not even the shooting.
No, knife fighting.
You're just talking about
7 minutes of knife fighting. Wow. And they're rolling over each other, all this stuff, right? And you can hear them getting tired. They're I mean, dude, if you do jiu-jitsu and you roll for 3 minutes, bro, you know, you're exhausted.
I wrestled in high school. That shit is not.
Yeah, I wrestled in high school.
Dude, you're exhausted, bro. So
I was folk style.
You're big and you know how to wrestle. Fuck.
Yeah. So they're going after it, right, and they're kind of slowing down, right, and they're going in spurts, right. So they'll be like, you know, breather, and you hear them talking, and whoever did the video, like they're translating, right, what they're saying, and he's like, other guy, like they're both like, hold on. And then he's like, I'm gonna get you. Like, I'm gonna get you.
They're making it a fair fight.
And they're
No, I'm gonna get you.
They're bantering, bro. Like, they're like, no. He's like, nope. And like, he pulls them over. They'll stop for a second. And then, so they go back. 7 minutes goes on, right? Finally, right? The Russian is like, takes one big push, right? He gets on top of him, and you hear he's yelling, and then, you know, and he goes, okay, and he spits a few times, and he cut him, right? Got him in the neck, right? But not enough to where, like, he can still talk, and he goes, okay, that's it. He's like, that's it. He goes, let me die. He's like, just let me die.
What?
Yeah, I swear. Because he knew, like, it's not... This is it.
This is like one of those like wars that's unlike any other, because this is one of the only times you'll ever see in war where opponent A and opponent B are speaking the same language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
a whole nother level of morbidity and like kind of just like I'll watch some of those videos and like cry because it's like damn.
Oh, but
it
fucked me up, and that's why I'm talking about it. But like this was such a human part because he was like, I know I'm done, and he goes, Mom, this is it. He's like, this is it. It's farewell. It was good knowing you. Like, he knows he's gone, right? And the other guy knows he's gone too. You don't see it because it's on the thing.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm done. And then he was like, the Ukrainian was like, hey, can you stay with me? Like, stay with me. And he goes, you are an amazing fighter. And he goes, he goes, you're one of the best. He's like, you're the greatest fighter in the world, is what the Russian told him.
Wow.
And they sat there, and he was like, he goes, I'll make sure nobody comes. And he goes, I maybe got like 5 minutes, like maybe 5 minutes. And so he sits there with them, and they're talking about how great of fighters they were. Like the dude's just telling him like, dude, you fought, like you almost had me, like this is, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna make it through all this stuff, right? And he dies, right? Obviously, and all you hear is the Russian. He comes over and he goes and taps him, and I was like, that's actually war.
Yeah.
Like it's just men versus men. And I walked through that day thinking, I was like, oh my God, it's such a humanizing thing to be like, you're trying to kill this person, and then once you reach that objective, it's like guys after a fight. Like you will crash out, and as soon as you're done fighting, you get up and you'll hug each other.
It's all love, yeah.
You
know
get
what
it
I mean?
out. It's an emotion. It's the adrenaline running and everything.
Yeah.
One of the biggest videos that really made me rethink about war and think about countries and all this shit was y'all might have seen it. There's this guy who's ex-military that has been on a lot of different podcasts. And he was talking on one of them about when he killed somebody, and he had like this realization where he just started thinking about who he killed. Like just kind of, instead of just boom, he's done, next objective, kind of like you were saying.
Yeah.
He just kind of reflected on it, and he started thinking like, that guy probably has a family.
Yeah.
That guy probably has a wife, kids, people that are gonna miss him and deeply, deeply love him. And he's fighting for his side, thinking that he's the good. I'm fighting for my side, thinking I'm the good. But he's kind of just like, we're really just doing what we're told. We're really just here because we're fighting for what we believe in and doing what we're told. But if I grew up over there where he's from, wouldn't I be fighting right next to him?
Yep.
Exactly.
And that was where I just it sounds so simple, but you don't think about that. Like, a lot of times I think we get caught up in where we're from and just like, I want to, like, if I would have liked to serve at least for a little bit in the United States military, at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think about it, I'm just
You
like,
may not have a choice at some point.
at some point, I'm getting up there in age, so that draft, I can't remember the age range on it.
You might
but
get out of that motherfucker.
Might get out of it. It just depends how long we can prolong it. Trump's getting back in there, and he kept us out of war for a little bit. So
I'm gonna say this, and this is something I really want to touch on, the story I've been saving.
Okay.
So my grandfather was a master gunnery sergeant in the Marines, right? He was Force Recon when they first invented it in Vietnam.
Shit.
Yeah. He was a tunnel rat. So he was my size. What's crazy is he's got all his stuff, his Foot Locker and everything, and I put on his stuff. It fits perfect, right?
Wow.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
right? So he was a tunnel rat, and a tunnel rat they would send him down with a pistol and a flashlight, and he'd have to go. You can't bomb the tunnels; like it would just crash out. Like and
crush
it's so deep, it's not getting anything. It just, you want to go down in there and eliminate. That's the thing about Vietnam. Vietnam was not about territory. You weren't trying to push for a hill. It was 100% elimination. It was the only war that we've had like that, right? Where it was like, okay, the winner is based off body count, not off of. It was an extermination,
Right.
Yeah, it was extermination.
It was
what it was.
Yeah.
So he went over first, and he was a machine gunner in a helicopter, right? He's killed more people than we've met, 100%, right? 100%. So that was his first tour, and he was on a ground patrol, and his buddies, and I heard this out, we had the traveling wall that came here for Vietnam, the Vietnam Wall, and this was stories from his friends who served with him, not from him. Okay. So he was being honored at this event, and they were like telling me stories about this. And he was like, they'd be like, oh yeah, John Merchant, and that's what they call him. Merchant was, they were like, he got messed up after that first one. And I was like, what happened? And he was like, well, I think he should tell you that. Right. So I asked him, and he never really talked about it. Right. He was the most calm, stoic guy you would ever meet, right? And sweet as can be. But he his first tour, he was on a ground patrol, and they were a week away from getting out, and they were evacing out of the place that they just got done patrolling, and he left his rifle up against a tree because he was running back to the helicopter, and his commanding officer said, "Merchant, how are you going to go this whole fucking war with that rifle and then leave it?" So he ran back to get his rifle, fucking blew up the helicopter, killed his entire group, right? He had guilt about survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
So he, as soon as they sent him back, he went back another 2 times voluntarily. He was like, he went to die, right? He went there not to survive.
Right.
And he enlisted in the craziest shit he could find, right? I did a social studies project that for the, it went to the state for Louisiana, and it was, he pulled out old minefields that he plotted. Like, he plotted the minefields and of where they were and shit. And then when they sent him down in those tunnels, I gave him some interview questions. I was like, this is what we can talk about. But he kind of just kept going. Once the floodgates was open, he just started talking about, stories and stuff. Some of the shit was insane, dude. Like, I was like, when you went down there, like, what was that like? And he was like, for one, we would take menthol and we'd break it on our nose because you can't see anything. Your eyes never adjust down there. Like, it's pitch black.
Yeah.
He's like, so you would smell the sweat of the guy that you were hunting.
Wow.
He was like, so you would carry menthol with you and snap it so it would clear your sinuses.
Yeah.
And that was like the most important thing. And I was like, did you ever use the pistol? And he was like, no. He goes, I never shot that pistol once. He goes, because they would know where you were at. He was like, you would go in there with piano wire. That was his main thing.
Right, yeah.
And it was piano wire.
Wow.
And yeah.
Cold fucking blooded.
Bro.
Cold
So
blooded.
here's what's crazy. When he passed away, my grandmother left me his footlocker, right? And it was just this OD green, straight from Vietnam, and it had a fucking spray painted fucking skull on the top of it, right? And when I'd always asked him, and he would go and get stuff, but never let me look in, right? So when I went into it after he passed away, there was vials of teeth inside the footlocker that he had kept. And turns out that was like a pretty common thing because that war was about body count that you would bring back pieces of body. Like, so he would pull teeth of whoever he killed, and he would keep them. And
he was playing Kill Confirmed, bro.
Kill
He was
Confirmed.
playing-
He was collecting dog
So-
tags.
They didn't have
Kill
dog tags.
confirmed.
Yeah.
yeah,
They
so
didn't have
he
dog
would
tags.
he would
Right,
he
yeah.
would pull their teeth. He was scalping,
Yes,
and bring it back, and that was how he proved. Like, he was like merchant 4 and dropped the teeth, right? And there wasn't. I mean, I know it wasn't all the teeth, but there was a few in there, and I was like, what the fuck? And there was letters of, he had a girlfriend, wife, something. He had a kid there that my grandma never knew about. Nothing.
Out there
Like,
while he was at war.
Yeah, while he was at war, and there was letters back and forth from the girl that he had knocked up. And talking about, like, he was like
so you have like an uncle or
somewhere in Vietnam. Yeah, somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah. So
uncle and niece.
but some of his stuff, man, like, and he would say it like he was telling you about like what he read in today's paper, dude. He would tell you these things. And he had some stories, like I could spend all night talking about his stories, but there was some that was like, what the fuck? But other stuff where he was like, so he was in Khe Sanh during the Tet Offensive, which if you ever played Black Ops 1, you know that mission where there's that airstrip, you're in Vietnam, and the airplane crashes on the airstrip, and you have to go through the trenches? That was where he was at, Khe Sanh. That was
Wow.
where he was at during that time, Tet Offensive.
Wow.
So what's crazy is for Christmas, me and my grandma were like, we were kind of reminiscing about my grandfather,
Yeah.
and she was like, I think he was more than just like a ground troop on his third deployment.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, he was like in Cambodia, not in Vietnam. And I was like, the fuck is he doing in Cambodia? Like, Cambodia was not, it was off limits.
Yeah.
Right? Dude, what I gifted for my grandma for Christmas is in his footlocker, he had a CIA pin, right? That was like a lapel pin in there. And she's convinced that he was CIA, like convinced. And thinking that he was doing like maybe some like SOG shit or something in Cambodia on that third deployment. But his second deployment was when he was the tunnel rat and
Wow.
everything like that, man. There's some crazy pictures of him. Yeah, he used to carry around a puppy everywhere he went in war.
No
And he
way.
called it his war dog.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
So he would man a hill 169, and there's pictures of him with a saw sitting up on a hill, and he's got like
His
just
dog.
this stare, and he's petting this fucking puppy. It's nuts, man. Like that dude. But my point was,
yeah.
out of this thing, I think there's a point where there's a dehumanization you can get to when you do it enough.
Absolutely.
Where like I don't think he was crying about nothing
Oh no.
when he was over there. Like
No.
I think the first few times he did.
Yeah, I was about to
Like-
say. I think it's like it's desensitization or whatever the word would be. Like you said.
I'll bring some stuff here
For
that
sure.
I
That'd be
have
awesome.
that's his, and it will blow your mind. You're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Do you
You know-
still have the teeth?
I still have the teeth.
Dude.
I have the teeth.
I'm just
I
saying.
kind of want to see the teeth.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
not
I'll
on some
bring
weird shit. I just kind of want to see.
I'll
Oh,
bring
that's
it. I'll bring
yeah. It's cool, but not cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's one of
cool.
those things where you're
badass.
like,
It's badass as fuck, bro.
Badass, bro.
and the whole time, like his job when he got back was civilian adjustment. That's what he did.
for
So
sure.
like he kept his shit together, man. He
Wow.
never like what was crazy is he always referred to himself as an alcoholic,
Mhm.
right? And I never once my entire life saw him drink, right? And I asked him, and I was like, why do you still call yourself an alcoholic when you haven't drank in like 30 years? And he was like,
You're never done.
he said, the day that I wake up and I don't want a gin, just a glass of gin,
Wow.
he goes,
Mm.
that's the day I'll consider myself an alcoholic. And there hasn't been a day I haven't woken up and that's the first thing I've thought about.
Yeah.
Wow.
30 years. And the dude's like,
Going through like
I
rehab and
want
shit.
one, but I'm not going.
They tell you like you're never a recovered addict. There's no
you're
such
always
thing.
recovering.
You're always recovering.
Yeah.
My granddad was in the war, and his war stories were kind of he was only deployed in Nam for like 2-3 years.
So crazy.
He was a part of this like offensive that was basically in this huge gunfight with children and fucking like city officials
Shit.
and basically they were going through this city wiping everything off. They had I don't know if it was a Black Hawk, well, a helicopter behind them, kind of shadowing whatever they were doing. And at some point it got to the point where they were like, stop. And then his group wasn't stopping. The other neighboring American groups were not stopping. And it got to the point where whoever was in the helicopter was like, stop or we will shoot you, motherfuckers. Stop.
Yeah.
So it's like, definitely, it wasn't as organized as people would have. I mean, in that regards, I don't think any war is ever going to be as organized as you think it's going to be. But fucking, yeah, my granddad and his whole group of people stopped. And I'm not saying that's not what they should have done, because they were like kids with guns that they were having to,
Yeah.
But not 2 hours later, these 3 fucking children with AKs flanked 3 people out of my granddad's group from behind, ran them into a fucking rice field, and they laid low in the fucking rice. They dispatched the threats, so to speak, and they had ran for like 3-4 football fields worth of like distance. So they were like dead tired. They're laying down in the rice field, and you see, and they always told people stay away from the pesticides. They're not pesticides, they kill plants.
Mm-hmm. Agent Orange.
Agent Orange.
Is what it was.
Fucking, he's in the middle of this rice field, and he looks up, and this fucking plane
dropping it on him.
And he could just see it all fucking falling, and it was close to the ground. He got back home from the war, and it wasn't like 2 years later he had like leukemia.
Yeah, it goes straight to your liver.
Mm-hmm.
If you make contact with it. So what they would do is Agent Orange. The whole point was the whole place was a jungle, right? So they would drop Agent Orange on top of you, and it would kill the plants like within a matter of minutes. And that way you're not having to bush hog your way through it, right? And when it got on you, it absorbed into the skin, goes straight to your liver and kidneys, and cause tons of cancer and shit. Yeah, but he was talking about, there was a particular story that stood out to me. So they were standing online, and so there was kind of like the way line would work is it would constantly be moving, right? They would pick up this razor wire and move it out to where it was, right? But again, you're just holding position because they're going to attack you. You're not holding position because you're trying to keep that place, right? You were just trying to slow them down so you can kill them.
Yeah.
So he said that they used to have like, what was the name that he called them? Like guppies or something like that, where you would go on a rotation and it was pitch fucking black. And they would shoot out these little flares. And the flares were illumination. So it would light everything up for maybe 2 minutes, right? And then die back down. And they would just continuously shoot that up so you can see, right? Well, the Viet Cong had these tunnels that we were talking about, and they would just pop up. You never knew where they were at because they were disguised and shit. So they would just pop up. So 1 minute you would have a clear sight, no one's there. And next minute, 50 guys, right? So what they would do is they had to have lookout points that were outside the line, right? And the way that they would communicate is they would check in with a chirp on the, you know, how walkie-talkies will go, you know? And if they get one chirp back, that means they're good. If they get 2 chirps back, that means they see somebody. If they don't get a chirp back, they assume you're dead.
Yeah.
Right? That was like the whole thing. And the reason that you chirps is because they could be right there.
Right.
Yeah. So he was saying that he was online in this little dugout one night, and he was with a buddy. And he said that they were just basically standing there with nothing but pitch black in front of them. Right? And he's like, there's nothing we can do even if, like, we saw them. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing we can do. We're completely exposed. You know, we're going to be the first guys that die. So they're standing there, and he said it's quiet, and they're like, they feel like they're about to fall asleep. They're having to, like, keep each other awake and stuff, right? Because that's the thing about war, bro. Like, it can be just quiet and boring for so long, and then it's just adrenaline, right? So they're standing there, whole night, nothing. And he hears, "Pow!" And he was like, my buddy just dropped right there, right? Done, right? So he chirps in, shit goes crazy, right? Said it was about a 6-hour fight.
Wow.
Yeah, like straight up. And he's outside the wire. So he's like really having to conserve ammo. You know, he's like, and the way he said, he was like, thank God he died because I would have ran out of ammo quick. Like, he's like, so I had his shit. Yeah, you know?
Sure, absolutely.
And so, anyway, he finally gets back, and now all these helicopters are coming in because there was guys outside the line, and they're bringing medevacs in, right? Well, one of his COs was there, and he runs over, and he recognizes, like, him yelling, right? And he comes over to him, and he's like, Merchant, they blew my fucking dick off. They blew my dick off. And he goes, it's gone, like, and and he's saying it like in such a straight voice that you're like, and he goes, he was grabbing me real hard by the collar and, you know, yelling up a storm, just, you know, wouldn't.
I think you told me this.
He was like, he was just going crazy. And he was like, what? And I asked him, I said, what do you want me to do about it? And he goes, there's no way I'm going home to my wife with no dick.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he pulled out his gun and shot himself right there. Right? And I was like, I asked him, I was like, you say that very calmly, like, how did that make you feel in the moment? And he was like, I was wondering who was gonna be my next CEO. Like, you,
because you can't get too bogged down in that moment, bro.
yeah, like
my dad was a cook on the ship of Desert Storm, and they had like blown away a fucking ship full of pirates, like a ship full of them motherfuckers.
the Somalis or
Yeah.
whatever.
They had to go to the fucking, and they had like rich people on this ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these pirates had all the spoils of whatever they had beforehand. They had hostages on the ship. My dad had to pick up fucking arms and he was a cook on the fucking ship, bro. Like, the shit that like the shit that happens in like the more low key wars is very like Black Ops-esque. Like, we don't talk about Vietnam a lot because we probably shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
And
there was atrocities every day.
and
that
atrocities every day. Like I said, like, my granddad was with a group of motherfuckers who were threatened by a nigga in their group's helicopter. I will shoot all of you dudes dead if you keep going.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of guys who were like, you know, there were so many drugs available out there.
Mhm.
If you were in some of the like more metropolitan or like
Heroin was huge out there.
heroin was huge out there.
Huge. You can get it anywhere.
Yeah, so it's like, there's so much shit that goes on out there, man. It's like, no one's in their right mind when it gets down to it. Like,
Oh, he was on his deathbed begging me not to go to the Marines, bro. Begging me. Oh yeah. I was like, because I was like, man, I can't be the only one in my family not to serve. Like,
Yeah.
my father served, my grandfather served, my great grandfather served. I was like, I can't. Like, they've been in every war, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
You
a
know?
big, I was about to say on the Marines specifically, that's a big thing with Marines is most Marines, it's a descendant thing. They usually had somebody, their father served, and usually their grandfather, it's a lineage. Like,
He begged me not to do it. He was like, do not. And I was like, you know, I was like, man, he even said, he was like, I'm proud of my service. He was like, he made that very clear. He's like, but no, like, I'm gonna, he would say not often, but when you ask him about it and the reason why he never talked about it, he's like, man, I'm gonna have to answer for that. He was like, I did some things over there that he never said that directly, but he would say, like, I'm gonna answer for the shit that he did. And it's like, he don't want that burden on me.
Yeah.
I think is what it was.
That's always been a big thing for me about the military is, again, kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, like, I mean, who's really right? You know, like, you can say who's right all day, but people are dying.
There are certain wars where, like, it's not necessarily clear who's right, but it's definitely clear who's in the wrong. Like,
Okay.
Nam, we shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
The war in Iraq is stupid. 9/11 happened, and we purposefully chose the wrong people to go bomb.
Yeah.
Like,
And supported the people that led to, we created the enemy that we
yeah, bro,
Yeah.
like,
try to
dude,
fight. Yeah.
people think like Osama bin Laden was like this terrorist straight out of Afghanistan. That nigga was from an affluent family in Dubai, like the UAE. His kids, the kids that he didn't have when he was in Afghanistan, the kids who are still alive right now, like, they're fucking in France and the US, like, living their lives happily. The kids of Osama bin Laden, the guy that who we said was like, he has the potential to be the next Hitler. He's like the biggest threat that the world has to offer right now. Obviously not, bro. His fucking
His head blew up just the same.
His head blew up just the same. When they fucking, I always go and watch the SEAL Team 6 guys' like podcasts, and those dudes are like,
like Jocko. And
Very
stuff.
like
Yeah.
very matter of fact about it. Where he said they got one guy that speaks Arabic in the group, and they were going up these stairs, and one dude downstairs would say something in Arabic like, "Hey, come downstairs," and the dude's like, "What?" Turns around, comes downstairs, dead.
It was the last line of defense.
Yep.
Was his son, and they were like, whatever his name, Ashil,
Mhm.
and they said it in in 3 different languages, and it made him look over the railing like, what?
Yeah.
And they blew him away.
Yeah.
And
They baited him into.
you know, do I think Osama bin Laden was responsible for 9/11? Quite frankly, no. I think he was a part of the people. I don't even think that really. Like the guys who paid for the shit, like you can go and the guys who paid for the shit, and a lot of the guys who were like, I guess, funding and creating the plans for this shit, they're still alive, bro. Like those guys are still alive. You know what I'm saying? Saddam Hussein, Uday Hussein, those guys, pieces of shit, right? Terrible leaders of their country, whatever, what have you. But for what we were saying that the motherfucker had in comparison to what we found when we went and killed him and blew their whole country up, different. Now, if you wanted to set up a coup and kill the guy and have some people take that shit over.
See, and that's the problem, though, is that's what we tried to do. We tried to usurp and instill what we thought was right. And every single time we created Hussein.
Yep.
Right? We created that. We created Al Qaeda. We created ISIS.
Yeah.
We did all these things because we thought that we knew how to control their culture. We thought that we could instill somebody that would take orders from us and not anyone else. And
it always don't
that's
go
not
like
human
that.
nature.
It doesn't
bro.
go like that all the time.
That's not human nature, bro. Like
what's we have what's the guys who just did the shit in New York where there were IED, or not New York, New Orleans, where there were IEDs.
What's it?
Those are like three.
Jabbar or something.
Those are like three fucking. Those are 3 fucking Americans, bro.
Yeah,
They only show the guy with the Arabic name.
Right.
There's 2 other motherfuckers, and they all served at Fort Bragg. Like they all went to Fort Bragg.
Yeah.
Like so, that makes me think: what the fuck are we? What the fuck have we been doing?
There's so much behind the scenes that like you have to, in good faith, hope. You know, and it's hope.
It ain't like
that's all
that.
it is,
Yeah.
That they're doing what's best. But man, to harken back exactly to what we started this whole thing off with, man, it's like at the end of the day, money and power is what's gonna move it. And they're the people who are making the decisions, and the rest of it's just order takers, bro. Like why are we here? Oh, we're here because we're fighting for our nation. No, bro, you're there because one, your only option, or your choice, was to join up, and you're owned by them. You're gonna go where they tell you to go.
The truth of the matter is, our entire excursion into the Middle East as a threat to them has been for nothing but the advancement of rich Saudis and rich Israelis.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, like there's a reason why. And Muslim guys, they're supposed to be like the most devout of the devout, right? Those guys are supposed to be able to like die on their sword and shield, and like their religion says this, their religion says that. But when it comes to like the shit going on in Israel right now, the UAE were the first people to be like, "Well, that's their fucking problem, dude. That is their problem, and we're not getting into that." They have the means to. They have the means to get rid of the issue without repercussions from the United States. But then when you look at who's in Congress and who's in Senate and where the money goes and who controls the flow.
You follow the money, you'll find out every reason why we did that. You know, that's just the sad truth of it, man. And you know, I think the last war that we fought that was for good and evil was World War II.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. That was the last war that we had. That was, I mean, I don't even think World War I was justified.
And World War II, it's like now that the rabbit has been pulled out of the hat, so to speak, on like the true intentions of people who we thought were like eternal victims. Now people are starting to like, well, was World War II even what we fucking said it was? I know a lot of Americans up until a point said that if we didn't join the war wouldn't have been won.
Yeah,
That's not true. Russia had them boys on the back burner. They would have taken a little bit more manpower for sure.
What about Japan?
Japan.
That's a whole different thing, bro.
Japan.
I think they could have beat Germany fine. Like I think you're right. I think Russia had Germany pushed back. Italy was not even a contender. They no one talks about how Italy like literally gave up.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they gave the fuck up.
So my thing is like I think Japan was the biggest threat in World War II.
Yeah.
And I think the Pacific Theater gets overlooked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, everyone thinks of World War II being in Europe, being with the Germans.
Right.
Bro.
It was the World War. People forget.
Japan had dude, they were savage.
And Japan was willing to actually die about it. Don't give a fuck.
They ate people.
Like,
For real.
Sadly enough, Japan, when I think about Japan, I think about one of the most resilient folk that I think have ever been fought. And also, like, how much 2 nukes can fix a country, you know? Nigga, hey, we bombed that shit, boom! Oh, you didn't like that one? Boom! That nigga said, oh, hell no, Goku and Pikachu. We ain't doing shit over here no
They
more.
dropped the spirit bomb on us.
Nigga said, Astro Boy, fuck that. Fuck that.
Dude.
How 2 nukes
You know,
can
he
fix
fuck
a country.
My nigga Super Mario.
Bro,
That's my nigga right there.
Now their biggest export is anime girls, bro.
You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying
we
is
made
that
them switch up quick.
we be having problems with so many countries, and we be getting cucked and fucked by so many countries. And of course, this, you know, Israel's ties is strictly money.
I know you're not about to say that, like, hey, maybe we should throw the nuclear option around a little bit more.
Look,
Because that's where it seems like
people are like,
oh,
we should never do that again. Dude, our federal government is infiltrated by people with dual citizenships. That should never happen. If you have a dual citizenship, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be able to hold governmental office. Never, ever, period. Not even a fucking mayor. I don't care if you're a dual citizen of Canada.
You said you shouldn't be able to be an HOA president.
Motherfucker, you PTA board, fuck you, man. Like, what is going on to the point where we're like, of course, Elon's sitting next to the president. That's one thing. Elon doesn't give a fuck. Like he said earlier, Elon's a businessman. He's not even American. He doesn't give a fuck about what happens over here.
Right? He can go wherever the fuck he wants if America falls. But the point of the matter is, if Trump wasn't with Elon, then Trump would have had to been taking money from Israel. You see what I'm saying? Elon is the single richest man in the world. And Trump aligning with a guy like that, who obviously is like, Elon's kind of based. He'll be on Twitter like, follow the trail. I'm not gonna say what's going on. Follow the fucking trail. You'll find every answer you need on X every day. And his answer is the same answer as like the same people everybody calls anti-Semites crazy. His answer is the same as their answer. He just can't say it.
So going back to your point.
So going back to my point,
Carry a big stick out, dude.
carry a big stick. But I don't think there's a lot of countries that will ever have to nuke ever again.
Oh no? He said,
Facts, like,
didn't like that one?
oh, Netanyahu came in front of Congress and said, oh, y'all gonna keep doing what the fuck I say y'all gonna do because I'm the boss around this bitch. He did it. He literally walked in front of Congress and said, hello, motherfuckers. I'm back again. And unlike Zelensky, when I say I need some money, y'all gonna give me this motherfucking money. Peace out.
My wife's loving her Bugatti.
Oh, wow, really? You yeah, that's how you feel? Boom! How you like that, bitch? Fucking
We need to get you elected, bro.
October 6th. Boom! January 6th, 2025. Again. Get their ass. All I'm saying is we don't have to be bitches. We ain't never been bitches before, so why are we being bitches now? We ain't never been bitches before. The reason being is very simple.
Yeah.
The Israeli lobby, people talk about the Chinese lobby all the time. Chinese lobby ain't got shit. They don't give a... The countries that we say give a fuck, they don't give a fuck. We be talking about Russia all the time. Vladimir Putin has neither the means, nor the resources, nor the motive to attack us in any way other than like our cybersecurity.
Yeah.
China is buying up land. They're coming to collect. They want power grids and shit.
Right, yeah.
Those are two completely separate issues. We're talking about the way our country is being ran.
I think we do have to worry about China.
At some point, yeah, because we owe so much money.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So, like, I think it was, what accords was it, or was it the convention? What accords was it where if you go to war with a company or a country, all debts are eliminated? What was that? Was that Versailles? Was that Treaty of Versailles? Or was it an accord? I don't remember. But
it might have been an accord.
May have been an accord.
Because it couldn't have been the Treaty of Versailles. That ended up bankrupting Germany.
Well, because they lost.
Yeah. But I mean, it could have been shit.
But anyway, don't matter. Basically, if you follow whatever treaty or accord it was, forgive me on my history, but if you go to war with a nation, as soon as the war is declared and accepted, right? So you can declare war, and then like kind of what Japan did to us, where we were like, nah, we don't care that you declare war on us. But then we were like, all right, we declare war on you now, right? Mm-hmm. As soon as they both declare and accept, all debts between those two countries are eliminated.
But that's the thing. China is going to take it there. So we don't need to be doing none of that shit with China, because they're like, okay, really? We've been having the Temu factory workers make Christmas present bombs for the past 30 fucking years. We've been ready for this shit. You want to go to war? Let's go to war. Jeez. Their shit... China's so weird because it's so archaic of a country, and it's not like America at all. All of its one percenters are like in one fucking spot. Mm-hmm. And then you go outside of that, there's like metropolitan areas. You go outside of that, it's rural, and it stretches until you get to Russia. And they're not, I'm sorry, like coming from a guy, I mean, I'm focused on numbers. For sure. For somebody with that, like you have half of your population is in rural China. And them niggas ain't got cell phones. How are you going to round them niggas up and tell them let's go to war?
Well, they do. You know why? Because it's mandated that you have to serve 2 years. Like they can, everyone there is military trained. If you're a military age man. You've been in the military.
That's true, but even still, like, what is the extent of their military capability? So I'm more worried about if South Korea had the same numbers that China had, and they would be like, yeah, you have to do 2 years of war, and they still have the same way of living. That's a bigger threat than these country bumpkin motherfuckers. Well, the problem, who eat frogs fresh out the river.
Okay, I hear you, but okay. Talk about China. The big threat with China is one, their population. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. You'll have
a lot of them motherfuckers.
There's a lot of them, and people who eat frogs, we underestimated Vietnam.
Yeah.
Okay? And those motherfuckers can fight, right? So here's the thing: they know that it don't matter if you're educated or not. The dudes eating frogs, they've been militarily trained,
and like you said, they never. If you're a smart country, you never show your hand, really.
And yeah, that's the big thing. One, the scary part for China with me is they have influence within our social structure. Mm. Like they can pump out a narrative better than we can to our own people, right?
TikTok.
Yes, TikTok. I mean, even now they've branched out to. So I mean, they're all over Instagram, China. Facebook. They've got their grasp. But for years and years and years. Since like the 80s, bro, they are geniuses at letting other people spend the money on research and development and then taking that intellectual property and building upon it. So like we'll dump millions upon billions of dollars into creating something like a stealth jet, and then they're fucking brilliant at going, okay, we know how to reverse engineer that now. That thank you for putting in that money.
You remember the Afghanistan pullout?
And they make it how horrible it was.
So
Which one?
The most recent one.
Oh,
They, well, not our pullout to let our pullout to basically let the Taliban come over the hill. They left, and there were photo proof video evidence because Biden got in and pushed the operation a few days or a few weeks ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
All them boys left their rifles, brand new, untouched rifles with thermal scopes, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of these fucking guns obviously go missing.
mm-hmm.
But for the same optics, and somebody said this shit, he's a gun nut on Twitter. He said it. It was these ARs that had these optics on them that were like thermal. They were like thermal, holographic, crossover sights, and they were like, "Oh, I bet HoloSun's gonna be putting these out next fucking year."
Yeah,
HoloSun's like, "We got thermal scopes now," but that just goes to my point. Like, I think them niggas have always been focused on capital. Like, they've been focused on money and putting people in bonds to where, okay, you owe us. But it's not like in the same way Israel does it. China's just gonna let you rack up the bill.
well, I yes, but they're even more smart than that. Like we have not invested into our population, right?
At all.
Like our school systems suck. We've let our foundations of morals and everything just deteriorate, right? And the thing is, everyone there believes in their government. Either that or they leave, right?
But the breakdown of our nationalistic culture is not the cause of that doesn't come from.
Bro, if we're getting rid of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Like we are at an all-time low when it comes to national support of our citizens.
Yeah.
What we stand
Patriots.
on.
But,
and what we stand on.
but that's the thing. In order to find out the people who are responsible for this, all you have to do is look at what they're trying to get you to replace your allegiance to America with.
Yeah.
And it's one country, it's not two, it's not three, and it's neither China nor Russia. They're trying to get you to replace your nationality. They talk about it on TV all the time. We have no greater ally in this world than Israel. Why? What do they bring to us?
Yeah.
What do they bring to us? They gave us a Desert Eagle. Shout out to Israel. With the Desert Eagle. Hey, that bitch is
Magnum
fine.
Research.
Magnum Research. All my dogs, bro. They
Yeah.
gave us the shitty what is it? The Uzi, which is a bullshit ass Mac 10. Like you give us weapons that we already had for 40 fucking years prior.
Terrible Olympics.
Terrible Olympics.
Worst
You
Olympics
niggas,
ever.
on one hand, you say you're not European, but then when Miss Europe comes out, Israel's in it for some reason. Like, come on, bro. Y'all are just like it's
Look,
those the guys are behind the psyops. I'm sorry. They're
we know you don't like Jews. We know.
look,
No, bro.
my dog Kurt, shout out to my boy Kurt, my first room, and this is where everything comes full circle.
I have a
wrestling-
black friend.
I was in college at NSU. My first roommate, his name was Dave. He was fucking Jew, like affluent.
Not a fucking Jew.
You
He's
said
just a
that.
Jew. He was
Like,
just a Jew,
but
bro.
like, no, he was nah. This
fucking
nigga,
Jew, bro.
I mean,
With your
this
chest.
nigga was Jewish as fuck. Like, you don't understand what I'm saying when I say
Yarmulke,
this.
dreidel. the
I'm
whole
saying house slippers on. He never walked barefoot. Never seen this nigga below the ankle. Like, he always had slippers on. He'd read at night.
What?
And he would, bro, I'm telling you, he was smart as shit.
Trademark of Jews. House slippers and reading.
I'm talking like canned fish and bagels. Like, he was that type of Jew. And he told me straight up, like,
devolving.
He wasn't lying when he said, bring me on to talk about the Jews.
look,
He wasn't lying.
I'm not bullshitting. I'm not pulling your leg when I say this shit. I mean this with
You're
100%
pulling
sincerity. We were talking about world affairs, but the world was in a different place back then. And we were talking about the shit that Trump was doing, preparing to pull us out of Afghanistan. And he was like, yeah, all this shit's just gonna belong to Israel at the end of the day. And I'm like, what do you fucking mean? And he pulls out his phone and he's in a WhatsApp group full of nothing but fucking Jews.
He's like, they're plotting.
Hey, dude, you think I'm joking? They have like mock-ups of Greater Israel.
Yeah.
Which is what they've been planning to do since the 1910s, since Britain bought land in Palestine and gave it to the Holocaust
Since
refugees.
180.
Since a long ass time. So he was basically like, yeah, nah, bro, it's not even that. This is a fight that's not even gonna be a fight. It's gonna happen and nobody's gonna know about it until it happens. He's like, dog, well, he's like, dude, why the fuck do you think you were in Iraq? And I'm like, the answer then was like oil, right? But no.
You think it's for Israel?
I don't think it was for Israel. I think it was to destabilize countries. And you destabilize a country, then you have the guys who come back into the country be the same guys we called criminals and war criminals and fucking terrorists before, Taliban. The Taliban is now in Afghanistan. So when them niggas inadvertently, and mind you, offshoot, ISIS, one of the most terrible terrorist groups. I've seen the videos of niggas that had movie cameras set niggas on fire. I swear to God, they had 4K movie cameras set niggas on fires in cages.
8K.
Them boys ran all around the Middle East. Who did they never attack?
Israel.
Never touched them.
Yeah.
Jordanian journalists. You had niggas in Britain who were like Muslims. You had guys in Britain who identified as Muslims who were like rappers and shit, who came over and joined ISIS. And they had this big united front, right? And then it's like all these people are getting caught. And then we just forgot about them. Like, and this is supposed to be like the biggest Middle Eastern terrorist threat. I thought we were supposed to be wiping them out. No, bro, because they were paid off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they were paid off or started by Israel. I'm saying they were paid off to not attack Israel. And paid off more specifically to attack other countries. These guys in Iraq, you watch a lot of their footage and you realize like, oh, these niggas don't even know why we're here. They don't know why we're here.
Well, half of us don't even know why we're there.
My point exactly. There's a bunch of concepts as to why we may be there, but as far as dwelling into the Middle East of all places, who before like 1930s, we had a great relationship with. If you look at videos of Iran and their people pre-Sharia law, which is way newer than any of us could ever imagine.
Yeah.
These women were in bikinis, bad as fuck, looking like Kamala on the beach.
Looking like
This man and Kamala, bro. He loves him some Kamala.
What happened? Oh, well, it's Sharia law. And a lot of old guard Muslims were like, yeah, well, that's a thing, but it's a thing in the same way that the Bible says don't eat pork. It's not really a thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to follow this shit to the absolute T. We have to, it varies because the country was not.
Nah, bro, get your bitch in a sack.
You know what I'm saying?
And don't eat pork.
I'm wrapping her up.
For you. It's just not good for you.
With some toilet paper. Wrapping you, the bitch is a mummy now. Can't show your hairline, can't show your ankles. And it ended up destroying like a local population. But it only did that so when years later down the line, we were like, okay, let's go in here and take all this shit. We have the justification. Well, they treat their woman badly and they do this and they did this. But they didn't always fucking do this. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do this up to like 100 years before we were bombing their shit. They weren't doing all this shit. There were no terrorist fucking groups in the Middle East. There maybe were, just like there were everywhere, like the KKK or whatever, the Nazis. There maybe were, but they were not rising to power. They didn't run any countries. We had a great working relationship with the Middle East.
Yeah.
Until we did.
Historically, hate groups do rise to power
Historically.
right? And I will say this. So like we got to close out,
Yeah.
right? Because we all got lives.
Hmm.
You know,
I got
we
work.
gotta get
You know,
home.
yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all been
So-
running, bro. You two have been running, bro. I'm letting y'all run. But,
So
yeah, go ahead.
closing argument here or closing statement.
Mm.
What would be your advice to our audience?
Be aware, you know, and mainstream media is dead. We've gone. It's been said a bunch of times, but like,
Don't come here for your news, but
don't come here for the news. Like, I'm not a verifiable source, but there are verifiable sources out there that aren't paid off by third party groups that have a stake in this. Stay aware. Look yourself for information. Please don't listen to what the fucking TV tells you now. TV's dead. Cable network television is struggling to keep the lights on because people are realizing that a lot of the shit that they push or that they're paid to push is simply not true. It's taken out of context, stripped, they fucking soundbite it, and they make you scared. Don't live in fear. Always remain yourself, bro. Be a free thinker. Fuck what people say. If you believe that the earth is flat, yeah, there's a bunch of shit that tells us that it's not. But if you believe the earth is flat, bro, you're not hurting anybody. If you believe other extreme things that people would probably mob up and kill you for, maybe don't believe those things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just be aware, be safe.
so on that point, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here.
Dude, thank you,
We really
Joey.
appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
It's been a
Thank
lot
you
of fun.
guys.
I wanna just say real quick, bro. You to both of y'all were on a fucking run, bro. I said it a minute ago, but
for sure.
I started just becoming a cameraman. I started just checking out cameras.
You
and
might as
shit.
well book the part 2 right now. We're getting to the bottom of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're bringing the world map next
Once
time.
we got
Fuck
into
this shit.
war, fucking just rolled, bro, like a tire. So,
Yeah.
dude, it's so good to see you again. First off, I haven't seen you in a minute. So good to see you.
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about we were supposed to talk about shit like
Oh, hey yo.
bleep that out. Bleep that out.
Trust me, I'm already on it, bro.
We were supposed to be talking about
As soon as I seen you cover your mouth, I said, "Oh, I know what that means. I know what it means." I'm just glad that you covered your mouth. That's when you know you're about to say some shit you got to cut out. Cover that mouth because there's some lip readers out there. So,
Yeah,
Facts.
for sure.
but bro,
But no,
beautiful,
listen.
beautiful conversation.
Joey.
bitches call me the lip reader. On Game Podcast, baby.
Joey, I appreciate you so much for coming on, dude.
always,
This
always
has
real.
been
Like,
a pleasure.
Y'all
for
are
sure.
we're locked in for sure.
Yeah.
Y'all are the gang for sure. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Always.
Man, guys, this has been the On Game Show. If you guys wouldn't mind commenting, liking, subscribing,
Yep.
doing all those beautiful things that we need so much.
Tell us what
So much.
you want us to talk about, and what games you want us to play. We always tend to not play a game in the beginning, talk to you a little bit, and then not play a game at the end. So,
one thing you know is when the conversation's hitting, there ain't no game going on.
there ain't
As
no
soon-
game.
as soon as
It's
I
more
get
show than
humanity-
game. We got so.
As soon as the conversation gets real juicy, we
Yeah.
just we forget.
I gotta skate out at 10:55.
Yeah,
Dude,
see,
love
brother.
you
oh
guys.
fuck, you gotta get to work, bro.
Indeed.
Bro, thank you so
Peace.
much.
Thank you
brother.
guys. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Yeah,
Stay blessed, my friend.
Thank you, man.
And you stay blessed as well. Stay safe out there. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna see you hopefully tuned in next week. Hit that comment, hit that like, share us, subscribe,
All that
please.
stuff, guys.
Yeah, help us out, guys. Be a good one. You know what that feels like. See you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Peace out.